Right, good evening everybody, thank you for coming. Sorry we're a little bit late, but we had a meeting just before. Okay, so I'll just say that the format of the meeting tonight is we'll start with a few housekeeping items on the agenda and then go into the public participation session and then on to the main council agenda items. We do have a closed session planned this evening, which is to discuss the recommendations of the staffing committee meeting that we've just held. We will receive reports from our borough and county councillors, and I'll be grateful if you can please send any questions that you might have directly to them or attend one of their local surgeries. Our meetings are governed by rules, and these are our standing orders, which are available online or through our clerk, and this includes the conduct of behaviour of all persons present. I, as the chairman, expect that nobody present will behave in an obstructive, offensive or improper manner, and I encourage good conduct and behaviour at all times. In accordance with Standing Order 3H, questions shall not require a response at the meeting, nor start a debate on the question. The chairman of the meeting may direct that a written or oral response be given. A person who speaks at a meeting shall direct their comments to the chair of the meeting. Only one person shall speak at a time and shall raise their hand when requested to speak and stand when speaking, except where a person has a disability or is likely to suffer discomfort. Thank you. So thanks everybody for coming. I would declare that I am recording an audio of the meeting tonight. So item 1 on the agenda is apologies for absence. Well, all councillors are here, so we have none of those. Then item number 2, acceptance of minutes. These are to confirm the minutes of the annual meeting held on 19th of May 2025, and if they're a true record of the meeting. Does anyone have any comments to make?
Just on the heading, I don't know whether that's yeah, just on the heading.
Sorry.
Can you put it to silent?
I thought it was silent. I can highlight it, but then what is it doing
Sorry, I couldn't hear what you're saying.
It was just on the heading.
Yeah,
there was 2 dates, and I think Tracy's already identified that.
Those additional
Apart from that, I haven't.
Right, okay. Anyone?
No comments from
Lynn?
No comments.
No?
Stop it. I'm trying to put it off, telling you I'm in a meeting.
Is it a iPhone? Switch on the side.
I can do what I want to do.
I would ask you please to turn all devices to silent. You shouldn't really interrupt the meeting.
Well, I realise that it was a mistake.
Do I need some?
Just ensure that thank you.
My hand's still.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, item number 3, to receive any declaration of non-pecuniary interest in accordance with Parish Council's Code of Conduct. Anyone?
Yeah, I have a non-pecuniary interest in planning application 25//00766, and my immediate neighbour and friend at Garden House.
Okay.
Anybody else?
I've got one for planning application 25P00313. He's a personal friend. And also, I'm currently unclear about the status of 23A, whether I can comment. Otherwise, it's consultation.
So you're declaring a...
I'm a neighbour to the property.
So you're actually declaring a pecuniary interest or a pecuniary?
Non-pecuniary.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Item number 4, to receive any declaration of exclusable pecuniary interest, DPIs by councillors on any of the agenda items below in accordance with the relevant authorities.
No.
No, none from me. Any DPI dispensations? Have you
No.
received any? No. Okay, so number 6 is public participation session. So does anyone have anything they'd like to say?
Jason, I'm not going to stand up because I'm too tired.
No, please stand up because I think we're all
Go
going
on
for the
then.
rules. We're all going for the rules now, aren't we?
All right.
Thank you.
Littleworth Cross. I think Matt and David Turner and myself and my wife have a meeting on, I think, 4th of July. Yeah. To just have a site view and have a discussion. Problems continue. There was, I think, last Thursday a slight accident, wing mirror on wing mirror, glass and plastic all over the road. I've been keeping my ear out today. There have been 2 screechings of brakes. Bill Bedell, I think, very kindly cut back on, if you're coming from my house, on the right-hand corner. We trimmed our hedge. Doesn't seem to have made much difference. So it's still an issue. But that's basically a report of the facts. I fully appreciate there's nothing much that you guys can do. But just to say that the problem continues.
I think it's helpful that the Parish Council is aware of near misses as much as...
I'm trying to keep a log.
Yeah.
I need to go out and take some photos, but there are still bits all over the room. But Jason, that's all I want to say.
Yeah.
That
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
but I appreciate it being on the agenda.
But thank you. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
My son has been monitoring the butterflies in our neighbourhood and in our garden for the last 38 years, and he is very concerned about the decline. Now there's a national butterfly count next month, and I would participate in that, but I also want to do our public areas, the 2 wrecks, the memorial and the Wood Lane strip.
Yes, which item is this for, Jutta?
I thought the public forum.
Yes, but you have to comment or make comment on an agenda item.
I can't tell you anything that I was going to suggest.
Okay, we can't consider it. If it's something that you would like to raise, then speak to a councillor.
No, I don't want to raise anything.
Yeah.
I just wanted to inform you that that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Well, as I say, it's not on the agenda, so I'm afraid it's something that we can't discuss tonight.
Right. Okay.
Is Wood Lane on the agenda? Sorry, I'm going to
Wood Lane is on the agenda.
Well, in that case, it depends.
If it's about the butterflies on Wood Lane, piece of
Well,
land.
it was all the public areas I want to do and survey as part of the National Butterfly Count next month. So I wanted to do both wrecks, the memorial and Wood Lane as well. But if that gets too complicated, then forget it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So regarding Wood Lane, can I ask when the strip will be open to the public?
When the strip, when
Yeah.
the piece of land.
Yeah.
When we have worked out and after the consultation, and we decide what we do with it.
I don't think that's necessary, because whatever you're going to do with it, we as the public have a right to go on it. So it should be opened up.
It should be,
Yeah.
but at the moment it's not, for various reasons. One of those is that it needs to be designated as open space by the council, and it isn't. It doesn't. It needs various maintenance checks on it to be done. There's no fencing between our land and Hampton Estate. There's a whole raft of reasons why it cannot be open right now.
Well, actually, because it is given to the public, to the parish, it should be open, and we didn't know for 17 years that it should be open. But now that we do know, we should have it opened, and all the Manor Gardens have got their fences up. So if the gate is going to be removed, that's all it takes, and if Hamptons want to fence in their strip of field, then that's fair enough, but that has nothing to do with the Parish Council land that should be open to the public.
That's correct, it should be. But it can't be until we've gone through this whole process.
So can you make a plan for this process to take place?
We are this evening.
Yeah, because it has nothing to do with whether you are selling the land or not. The point is that it should be open to the public.
Okay, well I have answered you. It will be a question that is put to us tonight on how we proceed with the consultation. That will then guide us to finally make a decision, and then the decision will determine whether we retain the land. Therefore, we will then make plans as to how we open it up and what we do with it, or it will be that we dispose of the land, and then we'll go through whatever procedures we need to for disposal of it. Yes.
Does every member of the council, have you actually visited this piece of land? Could I ask that?
Yes, please ask me. Yes, we have.
Every member of the council has actually visited that piece of land?
We have.
And actually know where it is?
Yes.
And so the whole of that piece of land, what happens to this village of Seal and its inhabitants, rests on the decision of 6 people? That's
Yes.
very scary.
Five people.
5 people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, although actually, Lynn has declared an interest, so yeah, 4 people.
4 people.
Okay. Right. Anybody else?
We wouldn't like to talk.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, you want to say something?
So, item number 7, our Surrey County Councillor report. Matt, please.
So, as it's been mentioned, we've got a site visit with the immediate neighbours and David Turner at Littleworth Cross on the 4th of July. The road safety team are coming down to see what else we can do above the measures that were already being put in place at that crossing. So once we've had that meeting, we'll report back and just say these are the options we can potentially do. There have been quite a lot of suggestions from people, particularly around additional signage as well. But I think the officers are a little bit concerned that if everyone's ignoring the current signage, will more signage actually do the thing? So getting them on site, let's see what we can find out. Surrey cut back some of it as well, and Bill cut back into the woods yourselves. So we were trying to keep the vegetation under control. Speed surveys have been ordered for Littleworth Cross, Sands Road, Binton Blyton Lane, to see what the speeds are in the Sands really, particularly as the concerns are speeding on the Sands Road in particular. But we're just thinking, can we drop the speeds, or is there something that we can do, maybe a table or something that can go in just to slow people down? But to be honest, the parked cars probably do that fairly effectively if they park in the road. The lay-by, it's been fully designed, it's just been costed at the moment, so once we've got a cost, they'll go for the permit and issue that on the old Hogsback lay-by. With the aim of filling it in, curving it, and then turfing it, so it doesn't become the litter problem as it currently is at the moment. The pedestrian signs for Binton, Blyton and as they're all been ordered. So that'll be 5 new signs in total going up, two on the Binton Lighton and then one additional one on Elstead. Wood Lane and Thundry Hill surface dressing was postponed because of the poor weather. Lynn's just told me that Wood Lane's had half of it done, so I'll chase them.
I think Thundry Hill had some done today.
Did it have half or all the way again, do you know?
I think it's only half because my dad lives down there.
Okay.
I think it's only half.
Fine. So I'll find out if they're coming back to do the other half then on both. But it should only be about an hour because it's quite quick. It's a quick process.
When you do talk to them, could you tell them that they missed quite a few patches and there's raw tarmac, and in this heat, you know, people pick it up on their shoes.
Yes. So in that original letter that you would have had, it does say about that, and just to be wary of it will pick it up. We can only do surface dressing in nice weather, so that's how it is. So we were aware of the problem, we just say just mind when you get back home to take your shoes off, basically. The Surrey Connect buses, which is the on-demand buses, we've changed so that you can now take your dog on there. There's an option to book, so you can go for a dog-friendly bus. So it just makes it a little bit easier getting around. There is a new fund we've launched for farmers, and we're looking to drive growth. So it's about £100,000. In total, it's £380,000, but we're looking at about bids for up to £100,000 for farmers, looking to diversify, grow, just sort of level of support that we can do in a rural area, and that's targeted at Guildford Borough, Waverley Borough, and Long Valley. And then, if you're aware of any businesses, Surrey County Council is transferring 25% of its apprenticeship levy. So Surrey County Council will pay for the apprenticeship training, not the salary, of anyone who's wanting to take an apprenticeship for a business locally. So that should ease cost pressures quite significantly. And the County Councillor Community Fund is now back open, so there is additional funding if you would like to apply. We're likely to release another round of the Raw Fund funding as well, around £50,000. There'll be a new one for the coming year to spend also. I'm happy to take any questions. I will write a report and send it in.
Sorry, excuse me. The public session's finished now?
Sorry, you
What
just
time
said
is
you
that
had
on?
the same question.
So, no.
He's just
From the
asking
council, but I'll stand outside if you
Yeah.
want to ask me questions and finish.
Well, I didn't get an email about any of this anyway, so you invite people to come to this, and yet I haven't got an email about it, and what the agenda is on here.
No, you can look on the notice board or on the website.
I don't go online that often, so.
Well, I don't know who you are or your email address.
Okay.
So, sorry, but
So we can't talk about public footpaths at all tonight.
no.
That you can't walk down, you have to walk on the road with a wheelchair. And
Thank you,
a
please.
chair.
You're
It's
disrupting the
brilliant.
meeting. We need to carry on with the meeting. Thank you.
Who cares if people die?
Can I make a
I
comment?
said, who cares if people die? Because it's quite frustrating. I've been coming to
But
these meetings.
I'm sorry.
And I've emailed the council numerous times about the public footpaths.
I know, but it's not something that we can discuss now.
Can I say something?
I think we should be able to.
Is it worth an explanation on what's happened to this parish council recently in the last 2 months, just to be clear about the reset and the structure and the processes we now follow? Because it would have been very different to somebody who hasn't been to a parish council 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I think it's worth an explanation.
Well, we do have all of the information on our website. So we did do a reset back in March, April time.
Right.
So I'm afraid the meetings are run quite differently now. There is a process for you to say what you would like to say, and it is described on the website how you can go about that. So you can speak to a councillor, not in a meeting, or you can speak to a clerk. So send an email or telephone the clerk. But there is a process, and the process is one that I'm looking to follow during the meeting. So I realise it's frustrating.
I'll speak to Matt when we get out of here.
You're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
But I'm just, for this meeting, no, we have to follow the rules. And these are the rules that we've all adopted. So this is how we're going to approach it from now on. Okay. Sorry, Sally, would you like to...
Good evening. There isn't really a lot to report from Guildford Borough Council. I think I came to the last meeting and said about the reorganisation. which is the government wants to turn Surrey into some unitary authorities, getting rid of the district councils and the county council. So the proposals have gone in from the districts and from Surrey and from one of the districts by itself, and the government has 3 proposals about how we're going to be reorganised, and we're just waiting now for the government to come back in the autumn to tell us what's happening. So it's business as usual at Guildford. Guildford's still looking to cooperate more closely with Waverley, and various things are happening to bring the management teams and the staff of both organisations together in the meantime while we're waiting for this reorganisation to happen. That's still going ahead because whichever model you look at, Waverley and Guildford will still be probably going together in any of the new models. So that's probably it. Obviously, Matt and I are keeping an eye on the planning applications, and we're also keeping an eye on the new McDonald's proposed on the Hogs Back. I did send an email last week to the officer asking for an update for this meeting, but I haven't had a response. So we are aware of the social media and what McDonald's is putting out there, and we just wanted to check with them what their thinking is. As soon as we have any knowledge, we'll of course get in touch with you and let you know.
Great.
But that's probably it really from Guildford Borough Council.
Yeah.
And it's the summer, so it's
All
a bit more relaxed.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheers, thank you both.
So
Just had comments, but I'll grab your written thing.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, number 9, finance. So to approve the list of payments for for this last month, is it? Also?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I've circulated the list, so I didn't print the list out, but what you should do is that I've actually got a copy of the invoices, so really it's for you to initial that you send the invoices, and then I can email to pay them.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
I think you did send through the invoices anyway, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because I had
So
seen
that's for
those.
the groundsman, and that's all his timesheets that he's put on there.
So just initial.
Yeah. Initial them.
Every page of that one, just on
Yeah, just
this one.
I believe these are by direct debit.
Yeah.
And there was one, that late one that come in that I presume we need to pay for the bar before it's considered.
Yeah, I'm not sure everyone saw that. Did they with the compost? I don't remember. You have seen it? Yeah. I think this is from Leslie organised. Leslie organised that. Well, I think we probably did speak to them.
Yeah, we did.
Did you remember?
7-week delivery, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ian, do you want to take a copy of these for them for you to pay on the bank? You've got the bank details.
I don't think there's any there that need. Can I just have a quick look? And I think all those.
So it's just being processed.
I think I did find some other ones. It's Margaret Warren.
I've got all those.
All right, lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone I might not. I'm sure I've got yours. Anyone I might not have, but I'm sure I have got that. But I think
Okay. So, to receive the internal audit report.
So that was circulated.
Yeah, so everyone's seen that. So this is Bill Nelson has. Thank you. Can't concentrate. So the internal audit report was undertaken by Bill Nelson. So this is the first report. We do have an external report after everything's been submitted, isn't it? Did anyone have any queries on the report?
I did, but I'm afraid I didn't get time to write them down. There's a few things on there that I was surprised at.
I've got some.
Have you? Yeah.
I noticed he mentions that they've got receipts missing. So how do we ratify that?
Don't know.
Was that right then?
Well, there are receipts. It's suggesting that there are receipts that are missing.
Oh, right, okay.
And also that he's not viewed the risk register, so we need to just find a risk register for it for the finance, don't we?
Well, there is a risk register that we've had, and what should have happened would have been the clerk should have put that onto the agenda for us to ratify it as such, because I don't think there's probably much that has changed, but it would have given us an opportunity to have looked at it and updated it when necessary, and then it would have been available. It wasn't brought to any of our attention, as far as I'm aware. Ian being previous chairman, was aware.
I knew there was a risk register, but I wasn't aware of when it was due for review.
Yeah. So I'm afraid we were at the mercy of the clerk being able to give us the info when we needed it. And as with the receipts, obviously they're not documented as to which receipts aren't there. So I'm not sure.
And they would have all gone to the clerk.
Does that mean we failed the audit then?
You probably just get an advisory notice. You may, I can't remember if they comment on, you should, the financial register, yeah, you should be, because it just shows that the council are looking at their responsibilities with regard to finance by the financial risk assessment. So they'll probably put a note on the bottom of it. There's no fine or anything. But what we do need to do is just note what the auditor has reported, and then make sure that we follow that process for the next financial year. Because next year they'll be asking what you did to rectify.
Yeah. So we need to make sure we're on it, really.
Seems fair.
Hopefully with less, we've stopped, well, at the moment we've stopped councillors purchasing things as well, and it's really been up to the clerk. The problem is, I am going to suggest, because Ian is we have two signatories, but only Ian has access to the bank. Is that right? Currently. So obviously Tracy's working on gaining more access. So we do have this issue, and we don't have a debit card or a credit card. Apparently we can't have a credit card, we can only have a debit card, and possibly one that has a limit agreed on it. So it makes it quite impossible to buy things now, hence why I had the dispensation for the VoIP phone and the website and that, which I'm currently having to pay for because it's on a credit card. So these are things that they should have been sorted out donkeys years ago. They definitely should have been sorted out 2 years ago, and yet we're now in this position. At least Ian is still being able to do the banking.
So Ian, are you the RFO?
No.
Who's the RFO?
Clerk.
So the clerk and the RFO are the same
is the
person?
responsible finance officer as well.
Yeah, but we are here now agreeing the payments. So Ian is only there to make payments.
I just do the actions because I'm the only person with access to the bank account currently.
But I think the client is hindered because I'd rather if we agree on buying certain things, a lot of the things now need to be done with a debit card or a credit card, and you can't do that, can you?
No.
It will make things cleaner, and then from a receipt point of view, it will be. There won't be an issue with receipts because it will be there. Yeah. Ian, did you have some?
No, well, most of them you've covered. It was the one about the preset. I would need to. I didn't get time to go and investigate the meeting.
No. Okay. Nicola?
Just a question. We're looking into a debit card, aren't we? That's
Yes.
part of that review.
Part of the process.
Yeah. So yeah, we've covered risk register. The note about precept and meeting. The problem is there are several notes that have been made that I would consider fall to the clerk to do. As much as the whole council is responsible as a finance committee, we've got to be advised on what to do when, and I think obviously some of that has sort of slipped through the net for us. So he does point here, further comments, the issues addressed in this report must be addressed and minuted at a public meeting. So we have issued the internal audit report online, so it has been published for everybody to see. So I don't have to read them all out, do I? No. So I think obviously we'll acknowledge them, that we've all read them and understood them, and move forward. So do we need to vote on this, or is it? It's
just that you've received it.
Just received it, yeah. Okay. So we move on from there. To receive and approve the AGAR.
So the AGAR is the Annual Governance and Accountability Return for last financial year. So the figures have been put together by your auditor and completed by your auditor, which has been circulated. And then we need to agree that the council are happy with this to be sent off. All has to be sent off by the 30th of June. So we need the authorisation for the chair to now sign the forms.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah. So it's been put together from our accounts, hasn't it?
Yes.
That Leslie, in conjunction with Bill Nelson, I believe. Well, not that Bill Nelson should do anything with the accounts, should he?
No, he did.
No.
He just review it, yeah. Yeah. So has anyone got any queries?
No.
Okay. So you just need to vote that people are happy for you to sign it.
To vote for it, yeah. So no proposal?
Yeah, I have a proposal in a second.
Anyone like to propose it?
I propose the AGAR's approved.
Approved, yeah.
Signing.
And seconder?
Yeah.
Andrew? So we'll vote in favour? Unanimously in favour?
Okay. So you need to sign that on there. There.
Awesome.
Lovely. Thank you very much. That's it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then, sorry, just the other thing is we need to put this on a notice board, because now it's the period for the exercise of public rights, so that it will commence tomorrow, and then they've got till the 28th of July, and that gives the public the right to ask to view the accounts.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So if I have to get that copy, we'll put it on the notice board and put it on the website. I've sent that to you, but
Yes, yeah. I'll put it on the website, and we can put on this notice board here.
Yeah.
If I send you a copy, would you be able to put that on seal? Thank you. So, okay, moving on. Number 10, planning applications. These aren't listed on the motion, so I can't ask again if there's any interests, but I think you've already declared in one of them, haven't you? Because in fact, well, this one here is the garden house in Long Hill, and this was to install a freestanding greenhouse in the rear garden area. Did anyone have any comments to make on that?
No,
no reason to object.
No, nor do I. I think it's no objections. And I think there was the permitted development, wasn't there?
Sorry,
Yeah, there's a permitted development, wasn't there?
it was.
Yeah, East End. Was that the permitted development?
That's the mobile.
That's the mobile home.
Yeah. But I think we can't. Can we comment on a permitted development?
You can.
It's
When you
permitted
say it's
development,
permitted,
not-
then, oh, what
it's-
they're asking you, yeah, is it been there
It's
for more
not
than, yeah.
Um,
You only comment if you know for some reason that it's
That it
not
should
been
be
there,
allowed.
yeah, yeah.
it's not certificate of lawfulness.
Yes, that's what I was
That's
thinking
what
of,
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
if you've got
permitted
any
development.
reason or evidence that, you know, it wasn't there for that period, but otherwise, there's no comment.
No, that's to go. Yeah, unless somebody knows that it shouldn't be permitted, then
I don't believe there's a caravan or mobile dwelling on that site currently.
No, there isn't.
just they want to put it on a tennis court, don't
They want to put it on the tennis court. Tennis court's not got any access, so it seems strange if they want to have. I'm a bit confused about it because the house is on the market, yet they're going for this permitted development. The planning documents were quite confusing because they mentioned East End Farm and East End, which are two different properties.
Okay, I mean, I looked at it, I didn't pick that up on what I looked
Yeah,
at.
yeah, you're right.
And
Does that need to be mentioned? Because the planning officer needs to make sure that we're looking at the right property, surely.
well, the property that they've got the map for is East End, but they do mention East End Farm as they're going through the documents.
Which is it? Is it East End?
It's East End.
Yeah.
But in between is Monkswell.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So, I don't know, it just seems very, very odd, and then they've got all these different appeals that they've listed as well.
It's to justify the
Yeah, they've used previous appeals
As
from
example.
as examples of why it should be allowed.
It's 20 metres long or something.
It's 20 metres by about 4 or 5 metres.
I think it's even bigger than that, but yeah, it's a
It's
sizable.
it's very tall as well. It's something like 4 metres high.
And I think it's going to overlook the neighbouring property at Monkswell.
But as you say, unless we have any actual under the specification of permitted development, then we can't really say anything, can we?
You can ask for an extension, though, can't we, for our response? I think.
I'm not totally sure what our response can be, because this appears to me as if there is no mobile home on that site, then the full planning rules should apply to a permitted development. Not the full planning rules, but some, because the property itself is Grade 2 listed. It's within the AONB, Surrey Hills National Landscape.
Is that conservation area?
It's
It's
outside.
about 500 metres from the conservation area.
Yeah.
It doesn't meet the criteria of permitted development because of its scale, size, height and position.
It's also going to overlook the footpath.
I don't think overlooking it is criteria
Not
on
footpath.
permitted development, is it? Permitted development would be where it's sited on the property and its size
Yeah.
and height, obviously. So it's more about whether it falls into the criteria of permitted development.
I'm used to dealing with horse boxes, and that there is some sort of legislation that because it's not a permanent structure, if it's on wheels, then it can be classified. So I don't know whether
This isn't on wheels.
It's not going to be moved other than by crane, is it?
The supplier of the structure has written to say it is a mobile home.
They've made a statement. They've also got a
They've obviously
standard
made a
statement,
statement,
haven't
yeah.
they, that says that just because it doesn't have wheels, it still basically comes under the
So
concept
if
of.
this thing is 20 metres by whatever it was, 5 metres. That's going to be very difficult to move. It's not impossible because you can move bridges up and down the road infrastructure, but it's just...
Can I just say something else? Have you got anything you can refer to from your neighbourhood plan?
No.
Not yet. We haven't sorted the neighbourhood plan yet.
Oh, I thought you haven't got one.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, just in a practical situation, how would they get, because it says it's coming in 2 sections, how would they get that through the village?
That's, unfortunately, it's not a planning consideration.
Okay.
I've seen that before.
So I don't think there's anything we can really say.
No. Board members can email in separately as you know, an individual.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got most of which I've replied mentioned here. I've got a number of issues with it.
Can I just draw your attention to the fact that Mrs. Williams, who's in the property next door to East End, has just come in, and she's a bit late for the public consultation, but she is here.
Public session.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. We've missed you missed the public participation session now.
It does say in the deeds nothing to be a nuisance or annoyance or detriment to the owners or occupiers of the adjoining or neighbouring property.
Yeah.
And that's in their covenant.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
And I'm quite happy.
I think we'll as you say, permitted development is a certain set of rules, and I would hope that if those rules aren't being followed, that the planning officer will obviously not disallow it. So yeah.
I can send my comments to you if you wish, and then we can submit them. I don't think it would hurt to submit them. They can either ignore them or take them into account.
Sorry, if the council is resolving to make no comment, then that's the council's response. But as an individual, you can send them to the planning department.
Okay.
But can the council resolve to make a comment?
Yeah.
Or can we do that? Can we resolve to let him submit his comments? Yeah. And I would ask that what's your name?
Mrs. Williams.
Mrs. Williams. If you send your information to the clerk, please, and then maybe Tracy, if you can let Ian have that, would you consider that in your response?
You want me to comment as an individual rather than the parish council?
No. Well, you said you've got comments there,
yes.
And I think they would. You know better than we do on planning.
Okay.
I personally am happy for you to comment. It is. You're not doing that on your own. We're taking a decision now. If we don't agree that Ian should make a comment, then fair enough. We won't, as a council, make a comment. But Ian and the rest of us are willing to or able to make comment individually, as is anybody else.
Sorry, I know this is the first time we've done, but the parish council does have an access as the parish council to submit. They've got an account to submit as a login, I believe.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have access to.
Well, what we can do, I think, is on the agenda we have to talk about the planning committee, and then the potential for that to be dissolved and put to delegation. So then, surely we can then send our comments to Tracy for Tracy to submit, and then do it that way.
I'm trying to. I'm just thinking going forward.
It doesn't work on you. No.
Otherwise.
And have you highlighted the query on the address as well? If anyone has mentioned it.
No, I haven't.
Would that be a good thing to
I think so.
bring up on top of it as well? If you're saying there's 2 addresses on the same end of the farm.
Yes, it makes it a little bit confusing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it just needs clarification.
Yeah.
Maybe not a good question right now, but so who's got the login then for us to be able to, as a council, make a comment? If you don't have it,
The clerk should have it.
the clerk should have it.
I haven't come across it yet, but there might be someone on the system.
We might do a question then.
If not, I can email them and get
Yeah.
it.
Well, Leslie
sorry.
used to do it, didn't
Yeah, I think I did have something from Leslie that was about that, which I thought she had sent to you.
Oh,
but I
right,
can
yeah.
send that.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll send.
So I've got some comments, like send them to Leslie.
Tracy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if we resolve tonight to dissolve the planning committee and go to a delegated authority for the clerk, then yes.
Okay.
Was there another planning on there that we?
There was one that came in this week, wasn't there? This
There's an
day?
appeal.
There's
There's an
one,
appeal
yes,
for
there's
Woodhead.
an appeal at Woodhead Cottage for a,
Oh,
I
yes.
believe it's a two-storey side extension and a rear extension. But it's an appeal against the refusal of planning permission by Guildford Borough Council.
It's a second appeal, is it? I thought it looked like it was the second one.
I don't believe so. I believe it's the first appeal on this,
Okay.
this application. It's the second application, but it's the first appeal on this application.
So that's just notification,
Yeah,
isn't
it
it?
is, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Good. Great. Okay. So number 11, use of sea and sands recreation grounds for youth football. So this is continued on from our last meeting because we deferred it, to receive and consider projected usage information from Ash United Football Club and to determine appropriate charges for the use of recreation grounds. As in previous years, negotiations regarding usage and charges are anticipated. Members are therefore asked to agree a scale of usage and fee limits within which the clerk and chairman may finalise, well, if you so agree, finalise arrangements with AUFC to secure the use of the facilities for the forthcoming season. So I did send to everyone, we did have at the last meeting, the usage has, their predicted usage has severely reduced for this coming season. So we're going from 117 games at each location down to 50 games. And their use on Sundays at Seal has gone completely. The problem with, I think part of the problem they've cited recently, and again, it's because of the drainage at Seal is impacting them. Lynn, I forwarded on Lynn's photographs earlier. Again, I think that was seriously wet, wasn't it? Because that's along the edge by the car park. I think a lot of their issues, even when it's not serious wetness, is that it's up the north-east corner, but it obviously spreads out into the pitch. So it's concerned me because we've got reduced income. We've got less than half of our predicted income to come from football, and I think unless certainly it's on the agenda to look at. I think no, it's not on the agenda this month, is it? But we seriously need to look at the drainage as well, because it's going to impact what we can charge and the number of games that they're going to be able to play. But the point at the moment is to discuss what we want to charge for this coming season. I did do what probably looked like a rather confusing Excel sheet, but we have kind of worked on that basis before. So because we don't do white lining and because we don't provide nets, but we do provide storage at each pitch, and obviously they have the pavilion, but we do charge for the pavilion as well. So we kind of make a charge that is based on other local rates, but it is difficult because there's so many differing costs, and even then what different councils charge for pavilion use is quite different. So the figures that I put together is just where I've arrived based on our previous figures. but it's up to you guys to suggest whether you think they're appropriate. We did give them a discount as well last year. Well, in fact, we've always given the football clubs discount because they are block booking, and that is in line with most other councils. They will give a block book discount.
Is the negotiation actually closed with regards to what they're actually asking for? Because I noticed from the correspondence he was saying that from last year he felt out of pocket because he couldn't play on seal. And I don't think it was the sole reason that they've reduced, because he's also mentioned that he wants to cut costs as well.
Yeah.
But has the negotiation completely gone? Could we not go back and say that if you're unable to use the pitch because of flooding, then we will reimburse you for that weekend? Or
it's all fully open. You know, it's fully open for us to decide what we want to do.
Because I wouldn't want him to be like reducing it, because he's thinking, well, I'm not going to be playing on the field during the months of April or February, April because of the rain. But if we fix the drainage problem, it isn't an issue. That could make a difference. But if we went back and say, if you're not able to play because of flooding, we will reimburse you, because it seems that that's what he's getting on a pay-by-play basis from somewhere else, isn't he? I know it's confusing, but I was just wondering whether the negotiations of the matches that he wants to play are finalised now with regards to.
No, I mean,
we went back to him.
I've pushed them 2, if not 3 times. I mean, Ian's on the WhatsApp group as well. We're just between us and them, and he hasn't come back with any more than 50 games per pitch, has he, for the Saturdays? No. So we have kind of asked, and he's given me no more indication at the moment. I'd like to think that they would play more than 50. The problem is that it kind of depends on the charge, because other councils will say, well, how many teams do you want to play? So you base it on a team, and therefore a team would usually be playing an away and a home, an away and a home, and obviously have whatever holidays they have during that season. So it's kind of easier to work out a price saying, right, well, per team you have this. But we seem to have got into a per game situation with them. And that's how it is at the moment. But we can decide to change that and charge whatever. But they have been generally, they've been a very good team and haven't caused too many issues. The fact that no other team has contacted us this year asking, do we have any pitch availability? The only other one is the same adult team asking for some training sessions, and that's it. So I'd consider that we've probably got to go with these, but we need to decide on a suitable rate.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the idea of giving them a rebate if they can't use it is an option. But it's going to can get messy in monitoring it. This way they're committing to 50 games, or whatever the number is, but it can be 50 games on each site. If they play 45, then because they haven't got 50 games, not because they can't play them, then that's sort of their loss. They've committed to 50.
Yeah, so I think there's a rate for their 50 that they can confirm they're going to need.
Yes.
Anything above 50, we need to think about separate pricing for, because we can go out and maybe look for some other people that want the field, and then the whole keeping the field kind of like live and usable is a separate subject matter.
Yes.
But bearing in mind, so in fairness to them, so from what I understand, they've had a lot of amalgamation of teams, so the fact they're still asking for 50 is probably not necessarily such a bad thing, and bad in context for us from last year, but they've had a lot of amalgamation of teams and coaches leaving the area, so I would suggest that we give them a normal kind of rate, you know, the normal rate, or work out a rate for the 50. And I don't know what our annual increase is for them for the rate, but maybe keep it the same, not the same as it was last year, but just give them the annual increase that we might have gone and go with that based on the 50. And then it's up to us to make sure that those fields are available to play on whenever anybody needs to use them. We can charge different rates for different teams.
Mm.
Do we know what dates they want their 50 games to be on, or is it 50 weeks?
It's over a season,
Yeah.
so that we've had that from 1st of September, although they did ask last year to bring it just into the last week of August, and that goes through until the 31st of May. This year we will be asking them, or telling them, that they can't play on the Pilgrims, well, if we decide it, the Pilgrims Marathon date. And there are other dates, usually holidays, that they don't play, like term holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they choose when they want to use within that period.
Okay.
Mm.
So you're adding a 3150 to the two 3150s together with a 950 for the pavilion for your rate on a Saturday.
Yes.
So it's the 3150, and they don't stipulate a time for that? Do you stipulate a time?
Yes, it's they have between 9. No, it's earlier than that now. I think it's we extended it to allow for them to set up. So I think it's either 8 or 8:30 until 1 o'clock. See, this is a slightly other issue as well, because of the way we now sort of charge them. So we've given them quite good terms on, they're basically exclusive users, and they're able to use it within that time window. And I do ask them to give us game data to understand when they are playing. The problem is that's not always forthcoming. But it certainly appeared last year that they were well under the 117 games at each site. So I don't really dispute that. I think that was fair. And I was surprised, in fact, that last year when we were looking at this, that they had jumped from where they were, which was probably around 50 odd games a year, to 117. So we did have an exceptional year last year, but they've obviously realised that they can't fulfil.
I think they did bring in more teams, didn't they? Expanded more teams, but they planned to expand with more teams, but maybe that didn't materialise.
They amalgamated another team, which gave them the option of more matches, but they didn't use them all. The weather was really bad as well, though, so a lot of them were called off, generally.
Well, our costs are falling in the middle of all the other examples that you've given. They're not under and they're not wacky over, are they?
No.
So they are falling right in the middle of all these other comparisons.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some, Guildford, for instance, do charge quite a considerable amount. And then you have other ones which are definitely under what we're charging.
Yeah.
I think cost-wise we're there or thereabouts. It's
Yeah.
looking at the figures that have been put together. It's just understanding what we want to do for a block of 50 rather than a block of 100, whatever it was last year, which is extraordinary.
Yeah. The price that I've put together there is an uplift. Because of this difference between 50 and 117. I do think that there should be an uplift, and then there should be a discount because of the block work. But I've given you options there.
15 and 20%.
Yeah, 50.
I put 10 and 15, but I got the wrong thing.
No, 10 and 15. Yeah.
And that's taking into account both locations. Yeah.
Yeah, that's total. That's total for both. Yeah.
Looking at the sheet from my memory.
So, and the pavilion charge is separate to the pitch charge?
we've split it out so that it shows that there is something there for pavilion, and I think that's where I've suggested we up the pavilion charge, because obviously our costs on maintaining the pavilion have increased. We do have to consider they get a kind of a discount in the way that we allow them to use the kitchen there, so they cook burgers and they distribute drinks and sweets. So they do pull in. So obviously they're going to pull in less money if they have less teams play there, but they do get use of the kitchen facilities. So that's why the pavilion charge, I think, should be reasonable, given that they have exclusive use on it.
And they do use it for storage of their sale items.
So you've upped that cost though. That's been upped.
Yes, but I mean we're only talking, a few pounds. It's not.
So it's going to be 35, is that right?
Yeah.
I can't remember what that. Sorry.
I think that's the old one.
Is that the old one?
I think. Because it's on 15 and 20.
No, 25, 26. Yeah. So no, it comes out. It would be £35 a game plus £9.50. So £44.50 for a game of steel, but £35 for a game at the Sands.
Using what discount, Jason?
That's no discount.
Okay,
you would have that. That's the
date. The
MAP rate as such, and
the day rate.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think the fair proposal is? I mean, you dealt with these guys a lot.
Well, I've set out what I'm proposing. I think it should be the 10% price.
Yeah.
So 3,530 for 50 games at each.
Yeah.
But it's where you kind of peg it really. There are lots of differences, as you suggest. With all those examples I gave you, it varies quite wildly. So really, this is an uplift on last year, based on the fact that they're not having so many games, but they still get a discount.
They understand that in your conversations, though.
No, I've not spoken.
No, okay.
Because we have to agree it now.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken about any financials.
Okay. Right.
That's why I've asked.
I meant in your general conversations about prices probably having to go up because they're not using it as much.
No, I've not said anything.
All right.
No, I didn't commit us to anything.
I'd go with your proposal then on that basis, based on that 10%.
I think 10%. I'd propose the 35, 95 for the pitch plus pavilion, and the 10% discount based on their 50 games.
And I'd also say they don't have exclusivity. I would say we need the option if we do spend money on Seal in particular, then we need to at least be open to maybe somebody else coming along and using that pitch at some point.
Well, the other thing that we can do is to reduce the time frame. So rather than if it's at, say, 1 o'clock now, we say, right, well, because you're clearly not playing as many games, you don't need as much time.
Yeah.
So if we were to say we reduce the time to midday, if there were teams then that wanted to come in after lunch, then they could. You've got to remember that we're not doing the lining, they're doing it, and we're not providing any nets. So any other team that comes in, one will be, at the moment, see, Ash United, they do restrict their games, as we found out, if it's wet or snowing. They manage their play to then make sure that the pitch is still playable when they want it. If we have other teams coming in playing, then of course that's going to disrupt it. But obviously that's for us to decide on.
Yeah. Which may mean that they can't play next week, which means that they're going to be on a bit of a downward spiral on liking our pitches.
Do they store things in the pavilion?
Yes, they have a storeroom.
And do we charge for that?
It's
within this thing.
Yeah.
So if anybody else was to come and hire and wanted to use the pavilion, they get charged less then than the football team because they're not having storage.
They'll probably be charged the same or more because they're on an ad hoc basis. There happens to be a storeroom that has always been used for football clubs, and they do store stuff in the kitchen. And I've repeatedly told them that if somebody else comes in and you haven't got it locked away, then that's your problem. We can't be held responsible for anything going missing. But no, I think if somebody else hired it, then they would be able to use the changing rooms and the toilets and have use of the kitchen.
Which we have done for the cycling occasion.
So do we have a charge rate for, say, locals using it?
No.
No, so it's just a flat charge rate.
Well, we've only the charges that were established a long time ago. We've kind of just maintained them. We really do need to look at that as well. We need to work out what we can do. I think the charges that we've had previously are based on an hour, 4 hours, and a whole day. But they do need reviewing because there are different usages. Because some people, like with the cycling, they don't want to use the pitch, but they want to use the toilets and the car park. Whereas obviously, somebody coming in for football is going to probably want to use the whole space, or maybe not the pavilion.
We've got some good data to do that now, though.
Well, we've got stuff to work on. We just need it needs somebody to step up and say, right, let's propose these options for these events, and then we can agree on what we charge under each of that criteria, can't we?
Okay.
Yeah. So I propose then that we go with the 10% cost, which is 3530, and we limit the time into midday.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we see what they come back with. Is that fair?
See what they say. Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's my motion, so I'll propose it. Do I have a seconder? Nicola?
Yes, I'll second it.
Those all in favour? Unanimous. Thank you. Okay, so going on to item 12, policies. So we've all had a chance to review these policies. So the first one is the complaints policy. Does anyone have anything they'd like to say on the complaints policy?
I just thought, because we've said that they must be submitted in writing, should we put the address on the policy?
Yes.
So it's the Sands Room, the Green, the Sands Farm, GU10.
Well, it's on the web.
Yeah, it's on there. Thing.
Yeah.
I know it's not connected, but are we picking up that? Because Leslie used to pick up that post from that post box there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I've got a water bill for you.
Yeah.
But yes.
Mm-hmm. And the Clark address, it should be Clark Cat.
Yeah, that was just one I picked
Yeah.
up. Anybody else?
Trying to find my reference. Somewhere in there, and I couldn't find it now, and I'll make a note of it. We said the clerk will respond in so many days or something. I wonder whether we ought to clarify that the working days, these are working days, right, or are they weekdays? Because the clerk is part-time.
Yeah, but it says the clerk will acknowledge it within 5 working days.
Is that weekday working days or part-time working days?
I think you've got to go working days in normal, full-time,
just
working
normal
days. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that doable? 5 working days under a part-time? Right. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry. The other one was: is there a generic email address for the monitoring officer at GBC? Because at the moment we've put a specific.
I think there's a generic address for the monitoring officer.
Is there? I had a look and that was the one that came up. But,
Yeah, I think there is.
It'll change over time.
I'll check that.
Yeah, so if we could just change that. I think it is something like monitoring officer, but I've quite me on that.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
No.
Is it worth putting a link down to the Borough Council Code and Conduct? So where it says the Borough's Council's Code and Conduct Procedures. We don't currently have that link on our website, do we? Because we'd have no reason to. But is it worth highlighting that? So if somebody's going to make a complaint, they realise they're going to have to do it in the context of that document? Just a hyperlink to that, the Guildford website?
Well, in fact, thinking about it, the email address is less important. It does need it needs the link that goes directly to the form where you can make a code of conduct complaint.
Because the advice would be there on how to do it, as
so
well as...
I would actually say we strike the email address and put the link in for that page on Guildford's site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because that will take you straight to the form where you know all you've got to do is fill the form out.
Yeah, because I went looking for that. I did get to the page, but I didn't go reading.
Guildford, they don't make it. It's listed under democracy and all the other
Yeah.
things, and it's well hidden. Can we, with these changes now, can we vote this through now, or does
vote through those changes.
Okay.
Then what I'll do is I'll do the changes and then I'll circulate, make sure I've captured everything, and then
Yeah. Great. So do we have a proposer?
Yeah.
Andrew, and a seconder?
Yeah.
Nicola? So all those in favour of proposing the document with these current changes?
Yep. Yeah.
In favour? Unanimous. Thank you. 12B is the publication scheme. So the publication scheme is I think kind of goes alongside freedom of information.
Yeah.
We do already have this on our website. There is a current publication scheme, which is kind of one which is
list of costs and things, isn't it?
yeah. Which tells people what we will supply and whether they have to pay and etc. The thing with this is it's something that we haven't reviewed for quite some time, and things like postage and whatnot and hard copy. I mean, a lot of it I would like to push that it's all put online because that's the easiest resource. If a resident is unable to get online, then they can always contact the parish clerk and ask for that particular document, and that can be sent out.
Yeah.
So it can be, there are ways and means of distributing it beyond just the website. But I think really it needs to be on the website. So, a lot of these documents, what we were talking about earlier, Lynn, with, getting all these things there, some of these documents on here still need to be created in order for them to be able to be distributed. So anyone's queries on the scheme?
No.
No, that would be...
Is it better to put a review date rather than saying review regularly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on all the others we tend to review. I think we should be reviewing yearly.
Yeah.
And whether we kind of tie these up to be reviewed for the May meeting, that makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. So if we do that for May. The one thing I've got is on 2.3 it shows publication scheme again. Is that right? Because obviously that shouldn't be there, should it?
Okay.
So do we have a proposer on those bases?
Yeah.
Nicola proposed, seconder?
Yeah.
Ian? So all those in favour to
Can I
adopt?
just ask, is this the one? I don't think I've got what you've got there.
Do you want a hard copy?
Because the one I got on the email is different to this.
Was it a Word document you got?
This is what you sent out, wasn't it, on email?
Yeah.
What have you got?
Put the lights on.
I've got,
Have you got that?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I sent to show what we have on.
Okay, I haven't had this one.
That was on the email.
Well, I didn't, I wasn't able to open it.
Haven't missed your file.
Sorry.
Haven't missed your by error.
Well, let's start. Gotta find it.
think it was sent separately. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
You sure you don't want
No, I'm happy with
Yes,
that.
Chairman, sorry, I've got to go. I'm going to get back to the dogs.
to? All right. Thank you. Cheers. Mark. It is. It's always something that we can review. You know, if you find that there's something in it down the line, then we can review it. But obviously, it'll be reviewed before May next year.
Yeah, I mean, it looks. You've just got to flash out all the information, yeah?
Yeah, there's as I said, there's lots of policies that need to be thought of. But this really tells the public what they can expect us to respond to
What we're offering.
without having to go to a freedom of information request. I think it needs ultimately some of this and some of this to go together, which kind of this fleshes out the different documents. But until we go through this, at least this gives us a basis for people.
I prefer the new one only because it doesn't get too specific. Because you start to get too specific, you have to list everything, which becomes.
Well, yeah, it's kind of.
And so I preferred the new one, but that's just mine.
Yeah, it was sent to you.
It was sent to me.
Yeah.
I must just have missed it, sorry.
What was the date?
4th of June.
Okay, that's my mistake, sorry.
Yeah, I think it was about.
Keep that, is that helpful?
Okay,
or-
thank you.
This is kind of why I think if we get this OneDrive so that everyone can access it easily, we can put all these documents in the OneDrive, and then it's just dead easy.
Yeah.
The council login is problematic for you to upload, so it means anything that you want to upload, you've got to give it to me, and then I've got to zip it and then do it. So the OneDrive will be a repository where we can all go to, and we'll not have to search through dozens of emails trying to find it. So, okay, sorry, who proposed it?
I did,
Somebody
yeah.
Proposed? And I think Ian seconded. So all those in favour of adopting publication scheme? All in favour? Thank you. Okay, so recording at meetings policy. On the document that we have on the chair, no, that doesn't say about recording, does it? No. So we don't have anything on recording. We do have in standing orders. There's already a section in standing orders that says about it, but it depends whether the public will want to go through the standing orders to find it. So I think by having this sort of policy, it means that it's clearer for everyone to understand that they can record if they wish, and but what the restrictions are. And I think it's fair. It's a fair policy to have. The one thing I had was include clerk's email / contact details. I think we just need to any of these policies we need to
top and tail it all.
Yeah, top and tail it and make sure that it's got all the information that everyone needs in one place. Anyone have any questions?
Review date is the end, same again as last time.
Review date. Yeah. So we'll look to review it ready for the May meeting. Yeah.
I mean, the only thing when we say any official recordings by the council will be stored securely and deleted once formal minutes are approved.
That's normal. That is in the standard.
Yeah, but how can we ensure that's happening? Do we have to how can we ensure that is happening?
No, so the only official recording would be made by the clerk. So what I'm recording is personally for me. So the clerk would use a recording if they so wish to enable them for minutes.
Okay.
And then that's the recording that will be deleted once the minutes have been signed.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Pick up the official side of it. But personal recordings, there's no,
We don't have any
we don't have any
control.
control over that at all, do we?
No.
No, that's fine then. That's fine.
You've no expectation of privacy in public.
Yeah. And notices will be displayed at meetings, informing, literally thinking about getting a sign and putting it on a
Well,
A-frame or something.
it's either that or the. See, this talks about public participation. We have seen these at other council meetings where they put them out on the chairs before, and I think that's quite good. Whether we can just add something into this that says, do you see that? That just talks about recording.
Yeah.
So it goes on the chairs.
Yeah.
And then it gives people a bit more.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I mean, how much was that? I'm just thinking out loud here, but how much was that sign that you did for the Seal and Sands annual parish meeting? Because like you could actually create something like that with information on it and just put it on an A-frame as people come in, and it will say on something like this. You would literally have to keep printing that off.
Someone's got a hawk around sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sign, I can't remember. I think each one is £35 for a bigger one.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can, if we wanted to, we could put several on that and just cut them up.
Yeah.
But I would say that it will fall
I
to
suppose
somebody.
these could be reused
I was
anyway.
going to say, you could laminate that and use it for every
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That
Let's
was
do
just me
that.
thinking out loud.
No, that's fair.
fine. No, that's fine. I've got nothing else to say on that one.
Lynn?
I'm just wondering about, I don't know if it's this one particularly, but the notice boards that we're using and putting things up on, whether we should be emailing out. I know we're putting it on the website, but I'm not sure in this day and age people actually look at the notice boards. How many people are walking past them?
Well,
I know it's an official
So
thing.
you have a legal responsibility to put it on a notice board.
Yeah, I
I
understand
think
that.
is that councils are going away with email distributions, one because of data protection, and two, it's onerous to keep it up to date all the time. You've got that's why government have introduced councils have to have a website, so that is like your notice board really.
yeah, that is something Tracy and I have spoken about, and it's something that I would, on a future agenda, look to discuss, because I did, when I looked at sending out the agenda last time or whenever, somebody had written to ask me to take their name off the list, and it is onerous to make sure, because you're thinking, right, you've got to look back in all the emails to make sure that you are deleting that person.
But it's not just that as well. If you've shared that spreadsheet with you, or it's gone to all the councillors for some reason, and it's all still on your computer, then technically the council still have it. So it's a real problem, data.
Yeah.
But I would say, I agree with you, Lynn. What we should be doing instead is, I mean, I didn't see a lot of promotion about this meeting tonight on the WhatsApp group or anything, so we should send the agenda out on the WhatsApp group, which isn't our responsibility to keep, because that's a sign in, as I understand it. That's you agree to go into that group, and then we promote that way, and the notice boards and everything. But so people then know that we're having a meeting, or is that not right?
You can do it, but it's not an official announcement.
We don't need to do it, no.
I'm concerned from a GDPR point of view, because when Leslie left, she gave me the list, and I don't think I should have that list. I think it should be the clerk's responsibility.
100%.
I'm not a GDPR custodian or whatever they're called.
Data controller.
Data controller.
Thank you. So it's an issue nowadays, because we're trying to move to be doing things right, and we don't want things like that tripping us up.
The Village News magazine is really good for putting. I know a lot of my friends in the village, we all look at the Village News magazine, and that's where we get all our information from.
Yeah, but we did always have a regular Village News insertion, but I'm afraid with
various changes that have happened to the council, it's not been something that's been kept up regularly, but it is. I'm sure we will. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get back onto it.
And the lead time on village news is not conducive to putting out information quickly.
Yeah. So I think it's got to be notice boards because it's a legal requirement and website legal requirement. And I'm afraid it's got to be up to people to look at that. If they're interested in parish council meetings, then it take 10 seconds to look up on the parish homepage. It's right there on the homepage when the next meeting is. So I don't think it's onerous. Okay. So that was about recordings, wasn't it? So we got a subject to do with it. So it really is just about, like you say, top and tailing with all the information, clerk information, address information. I'll propose it. And do I have a seconder?
Yep.
Seconder, yeah. So all those in favour of adopting the recording at meetings policy? Yep. Unanimous? Okay. Okay. 12D, well, I'm calling it 12D, correspondence policy. So this one I think is one that I've wanted to get sorted for a long time because we've all been in a bit of a quandary with how we can deal with it's not so much issue from commercial inquiries, but I think resident inquiries we need to get right, and we need to know where we all stand and how things will be processed, or how correspondence will be processed. It does. Well, Tracy would know more, but I've looked on lots of parish council websites, and it does appear that most want to push everything now through the clerk. And I think some of that comes down to GDPR, making sure that confidentiality is respected. Yeah. So,
sorry, it also helps the council not making a decision on their own by error.
Yeah.
So all correspondence should be via the clerk.
Yeah. So it kind of says, if we get, we're obviously going to come into contact with residents. So it does talk about how you deal with that. It talks about what happens if you receive an email direct. We can talk a little. We are going to look at .gov domain as well on the agenda, but I think it's kind of we can talk about that now in so much as we need to go to a .gov UK domain because there's particular security features about those domains. So again, from confidentiality, GDPR, that type of thing. And it would depend then, I think, if we all have a .gov domain, then quite obviously we are going to get, if we publish those, now councils don't all publish them, for councillors they will say you've got to email the clerk. So it does depend whether we publish those email addresses, but I'm sure they will get known to certain people. The .gov UK domain means that when we send emails within the council, whilst we're discussing what we do for those motions that we've agreed on, it means that there is security around those. So it depends whether we want to publish our addresses on the website or give them out.
This has been a debate. What your personal address is?
Well, no, .gov. No, if when we set up the domain, we all have to have a Gov UK domain email address for talking to each other, because obviously they're all. It then makes freedom of information requests easier.
Yeah.
Because we're all subscribed to that .gov domain, rather than what we're doing at the moment is a pain.
Councillors do have a right to talk to their electorate, or it's just you can't make a decision on their behalf. The other thing that protects when you've got .gov email is that the official correspondence of the council. So therefore, at the moment, correspondence is being sent to individual email addresses, and then they could be forwarded on to a third party. Whereas if it's all .gov, that is the business of the council, and that should remain within the council. So it sort of protects it there
Yeah.
as well.
Totally agree.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And although I think all inquiries, I wouldn't mind having that gov.co.uk email published, but I think as long as you've got this process for people to understand that when an email comes in, I might not necessarily reply to you, although I've got every right to, it will go directly to the clerk, because everyone should understand that through this process. So I'm comfortable on that basis publishing whatever government email we get.
I would be. I think we'd have to have a standard. We could have like a standard response that maybe we add to this to say, thank you for your email.
It's been forwarded to the clerk.
This will be forwarded to
Well,
the
that's
clerk.
why I set up the one on the chairman's account, because it's not one that I monitor all the time. I might get to it every couple of days. So setting up a response, an automated response like that, will mean we'll show we're not going to be responding within 20 minutes. It's got to be a timely response, and actually within the bounds of what we can say according to really it needs to go through the clerk. But maybe what we do is on the website where we have our names and addresses, we can we can put the this policy quite clearly next to the names and addresses. Say, look, if you want to contact us, please read this as well.
We haven't put the .gov on this one, have we?
No,
it was my question. That was my only question.
Yeah, we should add that then, because I think we've got it on the...
Well, we haven't
got anything yet, so we can't.
No, I know, but...
I mean, my suggestion is under 7, email and digital communication, the final bullet should be removed until we get council email address.
Yeah, councillors are discouraged from using personal email accounts to conduct council business and comply with any data. That one.
I broke that rule today.
So is the domain, is it like an intranet then?
No.
What is it?
It's just like a domain, but it's a
bbc.co.uk, but it's...
Yeah, but it's also so we'll have Seal and Sands pc.gov.uk.
So it'll be Lynn
Shows
at
people that you're a government organisation.
Is your question, Lynn, what do you log on to then manage that email inbox?
So
is that your question?
So is it all going to a central box? So all our .govs all go into the Seal and Sands?
No, you'll still have a separate email account. You'll have a username and password. So you'll still have your own.
Okay.
It'll just be that'll be your email. So you'll be able to send and receive from that email. But that will definitely be the one that we'll have to use for when we talk internally.
And that's managed by the government. It's not managed by us. It's managed. Is that right? I don't know.
No, we still use an ISP.
Okay.
We still go through an ISP, but there's a process to go through. I mean, obviously, when we get
like
that,
a login and
still. I mean, you'd still be able to set it up as a webmail or set it up as a IMAP account. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So you can have either.
Yeah.
So if you want to put it onto your phone, then you can, as long as you put in the right credentials.
I hate the fact that it's on my personal email. Not because of public knowing about my personal email, just because my logistics of managing.
Yeah, it will be easier for us. Yeah, it'll be easier for us
to keep it just separate.
But keeps all your council work in one place.
Yeah, and then I would lose it.
Yeah. Well,
It's much better when I was chairman because I have one account for everything. Chairman, that's it. It's easy.
Yeah.
But now it's
yeah.
Sorry, I was just thinking whether that needs to be on there. We're not until we. I suppose it tells the public that we aren't going to use our personal addresses. That's all.
Yeah, let's just take it. Well, we can take it off then, can't we? Just remove it completely. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Because then their communication is with Clark.
Yeah.
End of.
So Ian's saying, last bullet on number 7 be removed. Which I think is fair enough because hopefully within, it depends how.
Put it back when we get gas, or something similar.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I think what will go on there is each councillor will be allocated a .gov email
to be
address, and
decided.
that will be the sole address that they will be able to communicate from, correspond from.
But
But if
if you take it
everything-
off and leave it off, it just means all correspondence is through Clark.
Clark,
Yeah.
is that not a very heavy burden for you then? And how do you decide who you're giving it to?
What?
Inquiries? Or you just put them out to everyone?
Well, it depends what the inquiry is as to how the clerk handles it. So if it's a factual thing that the clerk knows, then the clerk can respond straight away. If it's a factual thing that the clerk doesn't know but she thinks one of us will, then she can put it, supposing that she can put it out to, well, say she, the clerk, can put it out to everybody, and then we can say, you can say, yes, I know there's a stile at Wood Lane and that's the one that is broken. So that would then be a response from, the clerk would then realise that's a factual response and that goes out. If it's a query that is about, again, I keep using this as an example, somebody inquires and says, I want to have some more swings on Sands Rec. That's obviously something the clerk can't answer. So I think you would suggest to us all, somebody has come to you with that idea, do any one of us want to put it forward as a motion or on an agenda?
Or the clerk would put it as an agenda item that a resident has requested.
The clerk can. I thought the clerk couldn't.
No, yeah.
Well, it's fair enough.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And if it's a staffing issue, it'll just go to the staffing committee. If it's a neighbourhood plan issue, it'll just go to the neighbourhood plan people. And then it'll stop. That will just filter out.
This is one of the most important policies that we need to adopt.
Yeah.
I'm really glad how simple it is and how much it covers. I was really impressed with that, whoever's drafted it or found it, but because I do think that's been where a lot of the misunderstanding and issues have been from,
I certainly started off making errors like that when I was dealing with the chap from Crooksbury Common. I was just gaily communicating with him, and Leslie said to me, "You're meant to be copying it all to me because I don't know what you're saying to him and what you're doing." I mean, it was all innocent because it was all about Natterjack toads and all that. But at the end of the day, I hadn't realised that. But so I think what we've been doing currently is just copying everything.
It's because this comes down to training. None of us have had the proper training to understand, and because we don't have these policies in place.
Any training?
Any training? No, we haven't had any. It's well, I don't know. Actually, I can't speak for it. I haven't had any training.
I've never had any training.
So
read books, but
I mean, well, I think we've all done a lot of reading, but having the policies that we can all refer to is a big start.
Effectively, it's the training, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more as a big challenge.
Yeah.
More
so
policies to
you
come.
think it needs to be more detailed then?
No, I think it's a starter for 10, and as things change, we will evolve it and we can update it every year if we need to. But we are from a standing start with barely any policies at all. I think this is a brilliant start.
I've seen other parish councils where they've got pages and they've got flow charts that show what happens where. We can do that. Somebody can draft that and we can add it to it if we so wish. But I think it's a starting point.
It's a great start. I think.
Any other?
No, not on that one. I haven't.
No.
Sorry, I've got another one. The core principles.
Yeah. Number 2.
Yeah, last bullet point says the clerk is part-time. Should we add that we councillors are part-time, or is that not going to be relevant because we won't be contacted?
Yeah.
It's just...
I think the fact you're directing everything to the clerk, I think is probably enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Yeah. I'm sure we say
There are
that.
expectations.
Yeah.
Out there.
Well, I think that can be where if we set up an autoresponder on an email, we can say we are, we're not volunteers, are we? What are we called?
Election representatives.
Yeah, it's something unpaid, isn't it?
Elected representatives.
Yeah. I don't think the problem we've had in the past is we've had residents that have kind of expected a very quick response. And I think that's unfair on any individual to have to do that. I think it needs to be from a top-down collective response. So, yeah.
So where did it say response in here? Expectation of response? You just got me thinking now, Jason.
It does, I'm sure it says it somewhere.
I've definitely read it, I'm sure I read it.
Probably as I've read so many of them.
It's the rule of the clerk responding directly to the sender.
Presumably it's under the core principles, isn't it?
And we shouldn't respond.
The clerk would determine the appropriate response to correspondence. This may include responding directly to the sender, referring the matter to the council. Yes, it's not. There's no timing in there.
Yeah.
But we said on the last one we said
There was
5
time on the
working days.
last one, wasn't there?
Well, we can add. Yeah, we can add time in there, can't we? If we say,
Well, I think.
What about clappers on leave?
well, that is the problem. Yeah.
Well, we say that 5 working days unless the clerk might be, on annual leave.
Can we not just put in a
Because they would get out of office then. Sorry.
one of these out of office that says on
Yeah.
leave?
Yeah, as long
Back,
as the
and not
clerks,
back
yeah.
in office in whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that can be managed
Yeah.
Yeah.
by the email.
So do we say what we've said on the others then, where it's five working days? Is that fair? I think that's fair. So is that under core principles? Would that be a core principle? It's 5 days or?
They're not be under the rule of the clerk.
Role of the clerk, I would maybe say, or core principles.
In a timely manner.
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
Oh,
oh,
it's
professionals in a timely manner. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we could add to this. We keep what we've got there, but add to it. But this will be within 5 days, within 5 working days.
So I'm thinking about future management. If you put 5 in here, you've got to remember you've got 5 in there. You change either, you've got to change the other.
Yeah.
Is there a reference we could put from here to somewhere else? It says how quick, rather than having 2 places.
I think initially.
Well, they are separate.
Initially, you've got to keep.
Yeah, the complaints policy is a different thing
Right,
to the
okay,
correspondence
yeah.
policy, isn't it? So I think if they're not the same, I don't think it matters.
Timely manner is definitely got to change.
So could we add on to the end of that, number 2, end of that bullet point would be, but within 5 working days.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
What's your, I can't remember offhand now, standing orders for length of meeting time?
3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah. Sorry.
We have 26 items on our agenda.
Yeah.
It's a tough one tonight, I'm afraid.
Okay.
Okay. Right. So propose. Who would like to propose that one?
Yeah.
So Andrew proposed. Seconder.
I'll second
Lynn.
it.
All those in favour of adopting the correspondence policy with those amendments? All in favour? Thank you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. 13. To receive an update from the Neighbourhood Plan Working Group. Who's on the Neighbourhood Plan?
Well, we're on the neighbourhood plan committee. The neighbourhood plan working group is.
No, there is no committee, it's just working group.
Oh, it's on. Well, there's more of us on the working group than needs to be then, aren't there? Anyway.
No. So I put it on there because it needs to be considered, doesn't it?
Yeah. No. I've done something, but,
Yeah.
and I know Ian has as well because I texted him earlier. I mean, what I wanted to say was that we are actually quite close to because I've printed off this little flow chart that I found, and we are only 3 away from the end. So we've done the final plan, and we have submitted it to the external verifier, who has come back with yet more feedback and changes, which personally I found quite frustrating.
Well,
and
we
then
have rewritten it a large amount.
Yeah. But are we all going to have to rewrite it again based on his feedback again?
We need to address his comments.
Yeah.
Whether that means ignore
Yeah.
or
So we need to go through it all again.
Or just modify. Yeah. Well, no, we only need to go through his comments.
Yeah.
which I haven't done.
No,
which
and
I did do the first time.
I opened it and started, and I mean, sometimes he's put on there, okay, no problem.
Yes.
So once that's done, and once that's done, then we finalise it, don't we? And then we put it to the public referendum.
Yeah,
Well, it
you have
doesn't
those
need to be
things.
checked
I've not seen
again.
any of this.
Guildford do that.
Well, no,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
approved.
What email?
No, this hasn't been in an email. I just found this.
No, but I mean the feedback from the. Oh, we did
Oh
get
yeah,
the
that's
feedback.
but it's a long
It's a
time
long time ago.
It's pre.
Yeah, it's
Pre-
when I was...
Pre-reset.
Well, it came back after.
I thought it was, but I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen
don't
any
think it
I
was
don't know
on
if you may
there.
not have seen it, Lynn, because I sent it out when I was chairman back
Yeah.
in the bad old days.
Yeah.
I sent out
I've got it.
Andrew and Nick
No, I've seen that.
had undertaken to deal with the neighbourhood plan,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think bear in
and
mind.
therefore I passed it to them,
Yeah.
and I haven't done anything with it since. So you weren't on the working group.
The working group was only set up at our last meeting.
Okay.
So, but I've put it on the agenda because it's something to consider whether there needs to be a meeting, a face-to-face meeting of the working group to discuss.
We haven't got anybody on of the pub. We haven't got any members of the public.
No, but that's for you to discuss.
I'm waiting to have the next conversation of the neighbourhood working group to be able to propose a few people, or to put out a note to say we're looking for members.
Yeah.
I don't know how we want to do it because I just didn't. I know that group had been established. I just wasn't sure who was in charge.
No one's in charge. It's like tonight with the staffing committee. That's where we elected a chair of the staffing committee. So you just need to, the members of the working group as it stands, need to speak to each other, get together in a face-to-face meeting. The first thing you have is, right, elect a chair and a vice chair or whatever if you want to. And then you can start to say, right, okay, what do we need to do now? Is it a case of getting some residents on board as well?
No, I get that. That's why I'm a bit. I didn't know you would. I didn't know you'd looked at it because I thought we were still at the position of we've had the feedback, but we didn't have anything with it.
I think it was left that we had the feedback and we got waylaid with whatever.
So okay, well, I'd quite happily attend that meeting and work on that.
So I just wanted to ask you a question, Jason. Originally, and I'm concerned about your workload, you said that you were going to do the images and the maps and tidy it all up, but I don't know whether that's feasible now.
I did actually do quite a lot of work on the maps, but it's incredibly time consuming to do all that's necessary. But I think I've got the basis of it there. I'm happy to do the maps if you give me the criteria. I think I did one. I think I've got one that's got the conservation area within the wider area of Seal. I've got one that shows the boundary of the neighbourhood plan. I think I have another one which shows all of the parishes within the Guildford area. So I think I've got a bulk of it there ready to go.
And the photographs, do you want somebody else to take that over?
Well, what I'd be happy to do is if other people want to submit photos, and then I can do whatever's necessary to make them look good, resize them, make them all consistent for the document, then I'm happy to do that as well. But yeah, you give me the data, and I can put it together, and then you can have it and see what you think.
I'll allocate myself to do that then.
Yeah.
Because I think how it was left was it was going to be maps redone. I don't know whether there was a possibility of a few flow charts going in there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And the photographs to be retaken. So that's quite a big job, and I was just thinking I could help doing that?
I think, as I say, I think I've got the maps together,
Yeah.
so I can, if I save those out and I can send them out to you, and then you can then once you all get together, you can say, right, does this fit what we need?
Yeah.
I think I was kind of following what had been done before.
We need to have a meeting and then we
Yeah.
we can give
I
ourselves
just
action
wanted to
points
ask
for
Jason
change
that
rather than
question.
telling everyone.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask Jason that question because
Yeah.
he'd offered to do it and he's got enough on his plate.
Yeah, he loves a photo.
Oh, well, he's not going to take photos now.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm happy for someone else to take them.
We need a meeting, we need to
Yeah, we
decide
need a
what
meeting.
actions need to be done, allocate them
Should
within
we
the
set that
working
up?
group and then dish
Should
them
we
out
set a meeting?
to somebody else.
Do you remind me who's on the working group? Is it you're on the working group now?
Is that
I said I would be.
I don't. Well,
Actually, you might not be.
I don't
Yeah.
think you.
Was Lynn on the group? Was you
She
here?
can
I
be,
think
but
It should be
we're
in the minutes, I'm sure.
Brilliant, let's do it.
I'm sure Lynn, we said
Just
just
come to the meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the four of us then, and then if we could get some members of the public.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think it needed 4 of you, so yeah, it was going to be great. You 4. Okay, good, thank you. 14. So receive an update on the North Downs Way flood group. So this was just briefly. Ian has some dealings with kind of what's going on.
Yes, only because the people that are mainly affected on First Hill where I live asked me if I would attend the meeting. There was a meeting in the golf club with Hampton Estate, Hall Hunter, Farm and Golf Club, Chambers, and Pilgrims. Representative Sally was there from GBC, and some affected neighbours downstream of the golf club. So one of the neighbours on the south side of First Hill, and some round on Sands Road further down towards Farm or Rumford. So we met on the 28th of April, and the flooding and silt impact following the addition of the 2 reservoirs on Binton Farm was discussed. And Hall Hunter, basically the residents put together a presentation of the issues that have resulted in flooding and silt being deposited on their land following the installation of the main large reservoir. And Hall Hunter primarily cited 2 things: the unprecedented rainfall that we've had in the autumn and winter, and the runoff from the surrounding land as a major factor contributing to the volume of water, which everybody agreed had always happened. However, this year it was compounded by them pumping water. And although they said they weren't pumping, they admitted they were siphoning water. Different pumping-ish, because it's not manual, or it's not physical pumping,
it's using gravity.
Using gravity, yeah. I can't remember whose law it is, but anyway. So one of the things they asked was what planning permission was available or was given for the large reservoir. And he said that was all approved through Guildford Borough Council. So nobody could find the planning application on the Guildford Borough Council website. So I gave everybody, I gave the chairman and Sally the application number for the reservoir, and all the documentation is there. So there's been no further correspondence until late last week, and there is a meeting going to be set up for this Friday on Binton Farm. Unfortunately, I can't attend, so if any other councillor would wish to attend, I can get them added to the invite. People are going to... I don't know what it's going to entail, other than I suspect it's a walk and talk and sales exercise by Hall Hunter. Try and appease the residents.
I would have done it some way.
Yeah, I won't be able to make it.
I do understand.
Do you know what time on Friday?
No, I only know Friday at the moment. I did say I couldn't go on that day, I had chosen that day. It's not essential because it's not specifically a parish council
No, it's only
matter. It's only,
yeah.
I was only there
Do they
for my...
minute their meetings? So?
No. There were actions, and I was actioned to find the planning application, which I did, and gave that to them.
May I suggest, if when you find out when it is, maybe just put it out on the group.
Yeah.
And then if somebody is able to go, then they go. And then
I mean, primarily I was there for primarily historical knowledge from 30 years of flooding in the North Wales Way, or how bad it's been over 30 years, and it hasn't been as bad until this year. All up into that.
I mean, they have changed the whole structure and topology, haven't they? They've got more slopes, so with more slopes you're going to have more runoff.
Well, it's not so much the slopes, I don't think, Lynn. It's the water that's been coming down the valley is hitting that big plastic bucket reservoir, and it can't go anywhere. So they are concerned. The reason they were siphoning water is they were concerned with the stability of their reservoir, it being undermined by the flow of water. So,
I see. So they're getting rid of the water around it.
Yes, because
Because they've
there's
got
a
the
small
baby,
reservoir and a large one,
and then
a pond.
A pond in the middle.
The pond is the concern because that is putting pressure on that reservoir.
Big one.
Yeah.
Hope it doesn't burst.
Well,
You mentioned that in your objections. We
We
only
did,
objected
we
only objected to the first planning permission, but they
Yeah.
said they put another one in, but we didn't see that one, did we?
no.
They didn't have planning permission for the baby one, did they?
Don't recall.
No.
They only applied for the big
They
one.
applied for like a preliminary, I can never say the word,
Preliminary.
one, and then we wrote all those comments, didn't we? And
Yeah,
then they
and
turned
they're
around and
registered.
said,
They're on the.
and then they turned around and said they didn't
They're on the
need planning
website.
permission. Anyway.
So,
I will circulate time and confirmation of dates when I get to know.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for that. No, it's important to keep on top of. Okay, thank you. 15 then. So this really is to formalise the, see and consider the request from Sea and Sand Summer Show Committee to hold the annual Summer Show at the Sands Recreation Ground on the 5th of July. Does anyone have anything to say about that?
no, I think we should let them use it.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do I have a... Sorry, you can say.
Yeah, well, I've never been comfortable with them charging residents to go onto their own recreation ground, but I know it's part of their financial operating model.
It is I think it's a donation. I think there
I
must
think
be.
it's, the last few years it's been a ticketed price, so you can go to the evening. It's like a ticket to go for the whole event, isn't it? So you stay for the evening entertainment. It's £5.
Do we need to suggest to them then that they can't charge?
Is it only with the cars going on that you are charged?
No.
It's probably another policy that you need to consider at another time. Lots of councils do charge because even though it's a recreational ground, it stops other people from casually using it as such.
We do charge other people if they want to use it, or we have done,
No, but not, yeah.
but we don't charge the summer show. And we don't get any contribution from the summer show, despite all the money they do take.
No.
They make contributions to the village
What
hall.
he's saying is they charge
£5 each.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what, you don't charge them?
we don't
Oh,
charge
yeah, I see.
the council's never charged.
Right, yeah.
It's often just been done. I want to formalise that they've requested use of it and that the council is agreeing.
I
or
think
not.
the argument would be that it's, although it's owned by the Parish Council, it is a community space for everybody to enjoy. So for something that is community-led, community-supported and run by the community, to charge for it, you're effectively charging those people to use land that have access and...
Are you saying that you're not happy with them charging?
No, I don't mind. No, I'm saying, are we saying that we want to charge the Sand Show for using the
I don't think so,
ground?
No.
Oh, you would want to effectively stop them from charging.
I'm just
people.
questioning whether they should be able to charge
Yeah, but
for access.
Yeah.
And I know some of the people aren't residents, so they are talking about people who aren't
Yeah,
villagers.
I think that's how they
So
involve
I'm
their
sort of
money.
okay with it, but it does annoy me that we don't get anything back, because we do pay for extra grass cutting, any repairs to the field we have to make out of our own parish precept.
I think it covers their costs with regards to all the entertainment they put on, don't they? They do.
I know it's part of their operating model, but
Yeah.
I
just thought I'd raise it.
No, I think it's a fair point. I mean, we can suggest to them that perhaps they have to term it that it is a donation, then that they shouldn't be making it hard and fast, that it is a ticketed event as such, or we don't.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What, that we should...
Well, maybe suggest to them that it should be known as a donation. I mean, because otherwise you go down the road of saying, well, you've got commercial operations there of people who aren't in the community, that we can't get the assurances, they can't get the assurances to do cooking, for example, so they bring in their vans and trucks and everything, and maybe we either say we get a percentage of some of the commercial activity that gets spent, bearing in mind we're down on revenue this year, you know, or you say it's a donation and you get as many people there as possible. They're the two avenues that I would look at, but I don't think we should charge them. I think we should let them get on with it, and just define how you're going to deal with the people.
No, I didn't say about charging them.
No, I know, I understand that.
Yeah.
I don't think we can sort of dictate how they're running the show and how they're financing it, really.
Well, we can if they're using our land. It's our decision, isn't it, to decide whether or not we charge them or not.
Well, no, I think what Lynn's saying is we either let the show use the land, or we don't allow them to use the land. And if we do allow them to use the land, then we should let them do whatever they want with it. But, as in, from charging point of view.
Yeah, within reason.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get in without paying anyway, because there's so many entrances.
Well, yeah.
It's not policed effectively.
It's not policed. It's only policed on that main driving entrance. It's not policed on the public footpath coming in the woods.
I thought it was that you just got charged if you drove on.
You did. You got charged coming up here. Yeah, but there's nobody on the woodland coming down from Long Hill.
No.
And I suspect there's nobody on the.
Why don't we ask for clarity on how they're managing the donations or the payments?
There's no time.
No, it's in
I think for this year, it's not fair to impose other things.
Yeah.
But maybe think going forward.
We need to review it earlier. The problem, with everything else that's happened, this should have been.
Let's accept this one now.
Okay. We need to inform the committee that they need to be asking us in December. Can they use the land? And then it's got onto an agenda that we have in time to discuss well in advance.
Okay.
So I think if we go on the basis then that the summer show, we will not charge summer show, and we will not dictate any policy on how they charge. So it's just allowing them, it's formalising the agreement that they can use it. We will still obviously get them to fill out a hire agreement. They will still provide risk assessment and insurance details like they have done in the past. So that will be a prerequisite for them to use it. So who would like to propose? Oh, sorry.
Maybe we should put it on our agenda in January, because we know they've got an unmovable date, haven't they? They always do it the first.
We need to get ask people to come to the council with a request.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we respond to that request.
Good.
Yeah, we can't put it on a future agenda now, can we?
No. But going forward, when you're looking at your budget, you're looking at your income and you're looking at your expenditure, that's the time to decide what you're going to start, if you are going to charge people to use the wreck or not. You put a policy, so you've got a clear policy in place.
Yeah. So we need to communicate that with the show, don't we? Yeah. These things are adding up cost-wise.
I would, out of interest, like to know a little bit more about the summer show and how it operates and works. I don't know if there's a mechanism for us to do that, but
They have a committee.
yeah, but I don't want to sit on the committee. I just want to know about the way it works. And
They have a Facebook page.
okay, but I'm not sure they're going to give us the. I want to understand how much money they make and what they do with it very clearly on the basis of exactly what you've just said, because we are going to have a really tough end to this year and next year, no doubt, with all the other changes that are going on, and revenue is going to be a key question come when we do the preset. When's that? October,
November.
Yeah. Well, we need to be, all of us need to be thinking about it and raising it at that point in time, so that we know we've got some answers, because we can only do this in our meetings. So we need to be asking, and it shouldn't just be down to one of us. We all need to be remembering these things. Okay. So a proposer for that basis. So Andrew to propose, seconder.
Yeah.
Lynn to second. So all those in favour of granting the show committee access, thank you. Unanimous. 16. To receive and consider a request from the Farnham Wayside Rotary Club to hold the Pilgrims Marathon on Sands Recreation Ground on 7th of September 25. So I'll just say that they're coming back. They've asked to come back after being away since COVID. And Linda Patty, who I dealt with when I was kind of liaison, she's still the head of that, which is good. So we have already got some ground rules in place for them. I did speak to Andrew about this, and Andrew has been willing to liaise, given that he's close by the rec, and liaise with the Rotary on this. So it really comes down to, are we willing to give them access to the rec? And again, it would be on a free of charge basis. Obviously they provide insurance details, risk assessment, and we would obviously ask them to fill out a hire agreement.
Just out of interest, are they locals?
Who?
Pilgrims Marathon, Farnham Wayside.
Farnham Wayside Rotary Club.
So they're not part of the village?
Well,
They,
some of the members might be.
yeah, I know some of them are down at Sandy Farm.
Okay.
Some of the organising committee of Sandy Farm. They do give us a donation, and in fact they've given us, I believe they've given us a donation every year, even when they haven't used it. And the donation was smaller, but it was larger when they used it, wasn't it?
I believe it was 200 last financial year.
Was it about 500 when they used it?
Previous 500.
Yeah. So at least we do get something back from them.
And they are Farnham based. They're not Seal and Sands based Farnham based.
Yeah.
But I mean.
And again, next time we can maybe ask them for a bit more.
Yeah, again, we need to be communicating how we work. They need to be putting in their requests early enough that we can consider them, and then go back to them with any feedback or queries we have.
Yep.
Okay. Is that all right then?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I think it's good
So-
that these things get used, to be honest.
Oh, definitely. So, proposer, someone?
Yeah.
Nicola, and seconder?
Yeah.
Lynn? So all those in favour of allowing the Farnham Wayside Rotary Club to hold the Pilgrims Marathon?
Yeah.
That's unanimous. Thank you.
So I mean, if they're parking at Sandy Farm,
Yeah.
they're not going to damage the grass as much, are they?
No, there are vehicles that will go on there because they have timing vehicles and chuck wagons and coffee, but
Not masses.
No, nothing like no. And I have asked them in the past if they can to try to keep off the pitch as much as possible, the pitch area. Yeah. Okay. 17 then, so this is to receive and consider the Littleworth Cross and what the council can do in respect to requests from members of the public regarding the safety of all users at this junction. So you can read the rest of the motion there. I think we're all aware of the accidents, the serious ones, and the near misses, and obviously what Simon said earlier with regards to continual near misses and slight accidents. I think we did communicate at the parish meeting that obviously the parish council has no authority over highways, but that doesn't mean to say that we can't write to highways and include County Councillor Matt Furness in that. And I think we can decide here what we wish to say. I don't think it would be appropriate for us to make comment on what they should do, because I have no idea what is permissible. The County Council Highways Authority have previously stated that they have to work to rules. So I don't know how we can attempt to prescribe what they can do. I think we could only react to the pressure of the public on us to want to do something, and I think that's fair.
Yeah, I'd write an overview, a letter of a few paragraphs, or email of a few paragraphs, just saying, this has been a long-standing issue, but it's become a real problem more recently, and we understand there are other meetings being held, but we wanted to put in writing that the council, are getting significant amount of feedback from the community.
I think we can as well include in that email that Matt said tonight that they are having a meeting and the engineers are going out on site. So we can say
that's good news.
Yeah, so that is we are pleased to hear that they are looking again at this seriously, and would welcome
Well, just that the parish council are concerned of this. We could say that because of the feedback that we've had from residents, it has led the council to be concerned about the safety of the junction, and we just want to express our concern about the safety of the junction. We don't have to say. We could just say that we have an expression of interest in the safety of the junction.
Yeah.
Shall we draft something and circulate?
Is that something that you could look at?
So I'll draft something and circulate it.
We don't have to say, like you say, what everyone else has said.
Lynn, you said you made a comment to me at the parish meeting, and I said save it for this meeting, because I must admit I can't remember what it is. It was a comment about Littleworth Cross, wasn't it? You said about it's Rumbleships, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people appreciate that the speed limit has been reduced to 40, because it used to be 60. And I've spoken to a couple of people who said, "Oh, it's 60 there," and I said, "No, it's not. It's 40." And I actually drove along just to check that I'd got it right.
Was that resident?
Yeah. I'm happy to go on the 4th meeting and see what they say.
Yeah. Well, if you're able to get to the meeting, then fabulous, I think. So yeah, we can suggest that Lynn is a liaison for
Does
that.
that have to come from the clerk that we ask if she can attend, or
Yeah, you would not be invited, have we?
we haven't been invited?
Well, I think Lynn would be. You're not there as an official council member as such, are you? As a liaison?
We haven't been asked for a liaison.
No.
Representative.
No, I'm just using that as a term, but I think you can request to be at the meeting. But as we know, you can't say anything in regard to what the parish council might or might not.
It sounds like they've got it all under control.
I think if they'd asked us to attend, that's a different kettle of fish. But
I think that if they I'm sure. Yeah, I would think they would have asked.
I'm sure Matt Furness wouldn't think
Stop
that.
you going if you want to go from a personal perspective.
Yeah.
Matt Furness will tell us what's discussed anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So Tracy will put together something that we can just agree on via email, but we're agreeing now that we are writing in that vein.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have a proposer, please?
Yeah.
Nicola? Seconder?
Yeah.
Andrew? So all those in favour that we will write to the Highway Authority and to Councillor Matt Furness? Thank you.
So 18, so this is to receive and consider the council.gov domain and member email addresses, Microsoft account, website hosting, IT support, so all those things that surround our IT. Now, Tracy has told me that realistically a lot of these things are operational matters, so they are delegated to the clerk, but I thought it worth, well, we do need to discuss and resolve about the .gov UK domain, but the other things really are operational. So just briefly, thanks to Ian for sorting out the Microsoft account. We had one, we've had one, but it's always been held by Bill Nelson. We now, through Ian, we've transferred that. I have had to pay for it, but it's through my business. So I will give the council a bill for Microsoft account, but it will be at the price we've paid for it. Because we don't have a mechanism as a...
We do have a credit card.
Yeah, exactly. So that will be billed. So I looked into the .gov domain. You have to go through a process. The government suggests that you need to bring it up at a meeting. It's as a resolution that we will go forward with it, and then it can be minuted. So we basically need to agree whether or not to go forward with a .gov UK domain. The thing is, I think they pretty much are. It's going to come at some point.
It's part of the recommendation of the audit now that all councils have .gov.
Right. Yeah.
Is there a cost?
Yes, but because we've already got an email account, we'll just be swapping one for another. So I'm hoping that the costs will be similar.
Okay.
And in fact, what we will probably do initially is set up a Gov domain, get us all on the email. The website will still stay as the spc.info, just briefly, and until we can get that ported onto the .gov domain. But I will look to do that as quickly as we can. I'm hoping it will be easy to link. The problem is we have a Squarespace website. Squarespace can't host a .gov UK domain, so we have to go to a different provider for that, and then hope that we can link the Squarespace site to that domain. So fingers crossed. If we can't, we basically have to go with a different ISP in order to host a .gov website. And then that's a pain, because that means we have to rebuild the website, and that will mean a lot of cost. So the ideal is that we don't have to do that, because otherwise it's going to cost a lot of money to rebuild the site. Yeah.
But it's something we have to do because it's a recommendation.
Yeah, I think so. I see it as being a good thing. It will mean all of our communication will be kept within the council. We're not confused. I find it difficult now to find emails all the time. So I've put on here that we should agree member involvement. So I'm proposing myself, because I've looked into it, that the actual application has to come from the clerk. The clerk is the person that's on all the details for the Gov domain. It's not anybody else. It's all based on the clerk. But that just needs Tracy I can send her an email with a standard sort of request that goes to the RSP. They then start the process. It has to go. Then they inform the government. The government have to approve it, and then we can hopefully get the domain. I don't know how long that takes. I don't know how long it takes for the government to do it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I was proposed that I'll do that, and then when we get it, we'll set up the email addresses, and then I'll look at swapping the domain. Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Everyone?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so proposer for that?
Yep.
Okay.
Andrew, seconder, Ian?
Yep.
So all those in favour of going forward with the motion, that's unanimous, thank you. Okay, so number 19, receive and consider current status of council bank accounts, mandates, signatories and payment methods such as debit, credit card. So we kind of brushed on this already. We know we've got issues with how we pay for things, and it is a problem. In our financial, as much as Tracy says it's, don't put words in your mouth, but it's not advisable for members to be paying for things. In the financial regulations, there is a clause in there that does allow that. I think we should work to that ruling, that we should be, as long as we're all agreed on what is being purchased, I think we've got to do that. Otherwise we're in a sticky situation of not being able to buy certain things that will pay for things that need paying. But it will only be after we've agreed what it is, how much it is, or within about an amount, and then who's going to buy it. You know, there's still, you know, there's light fittings that need to go into the pavilion. You know, that's another thing that needs to come up onto the agenda in order for us to do it properly. You know, there's things that we didn't do right, but we're slowly putting them right. But that's one of those things that needs to be...
Quick question for Tracy. What do people normally do on stuff like this? Depends on a similar size parish council, would you think?
They'd have a debit card they'd get a debit card with a limit on it, or they'd get
just for the clerk or for somebody.
Yeah, but it's not good practice, and the auditors don't like it. They don't like members or clerks using their personal accounts.
No, no, totally right.
No, but the problem is even you're not going. You know, you should not be using your personal card to buy stuff on behalf of the council. In fact, I would rather a member was given permission during a council meeting to do it rather than the clerk. Actually, I think it's more.
Well, some councils, you don't deal with cash anyway, do you? They have a petty cash account.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Leslie buys all the toilet rolls, cleaning products for the Seal Pavilion for the football. And
this is something to consider.
A regular thing that she had to keep going off. She went to Costco and bought it all. All the toilet rolls and cleaning stuff and mops and God knows what. And if we don't get a clerk who lives locally, we can't. It's quite a lot to expect any clerk to do, let alone a clerk that doesn't live locally.
Yeah, once you've got you can buy those online, can't you? Once you've got the ability to use a credit card, you can buy it, whether it's a
Do you have to have it delivered to your home?
Yeah, you have to get it. Well,
maybe we can take it in turns to
get it delivered to home and drive it down there.
Yeah. But that's the issue that we have.
I agree with you, it's a problem.
Yeah. So this really is just to make...
It's doing a lot of shopping anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of, you're right, these things need to be brought up. But it was kind of to make us all aware that we are in a sticky wicket with the lack of signatories on the account and the lack of number of people who can actually access the account to make payments. But you are working on that, aren't you, to get that... I'm
going to need a mandate from this meeting to tell me who needs access to the account and what type of access they want.
So normally what a council would do is your RFO would upload the payments onto the account, and then they would get two members to authorise it, so that you have a dual control, so that your clerk is uploading all the payments.
Yeah.
Then that is then sent, the internet banking is sent to two members, 2 out of 3 members or whatever, who then authorise that payment. So you don't let the clerk upload and then process to pay.
Yeah.
Okay, well the account doesn't, at the moment the account hasn't got that facility as far as I'm aware. At the moment it's a current account in effect. So it's a current account to which I have access through the card and the card reader. So payment for the compost centre, for example, invoice or anybody, the invoice, I've got the invoice, I go on and like a home payment. So you go in there and you just choose your payee.
So like a bag?
Price, bags. and it goes off.
So we don't have the type of account then that has that facility?
It doesn't sound like it.
Yeah.
It's a business account, not a parish council account.
What bank is it, Lloyd's?
Yeah.
Well, good luck with changing anything.
Yeah.
That's why I need all the evidence and information I can, because I started looking through and then it said what type of access do these people want, and there was all sorts of questions that I was not able to answer to change.
Took us 18 months to change the village hall account.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need to change accounts. You know, we need to get the right account and do it properly. You know, we'll just take a big gulp and we do it. We've got to. What's the alternative?
I'm not saying we shouldn't, but that's not something. Well, that's something that the clerk would probably have to do, to set up a new bank account of the right type, and then we just transfer the funds from the old to the new.
Yeah.
A lot of banks, a lot of councils do use Unity Trust. I don't know if you've heard of them, but that's really easy, and a lot of councils use it. But I probably need to ask other councils what they do with their Lloyds, because if we've got the facility and can do it, it's best to stay with who you know, really.
Yes.
Maybe.
Is the address to here now? Correspondence address?
Yes, but it's Margaret Nelson. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
I've just resisted making too many changes with Lloyd's.
Yeah, okay. I think then, as Tracy says, why don't we work on the basis, I think we need to agree that Ian can liaise with the bank on this issue and do the best he can to get it set in such a way that reflects what we need to do now, along with obviously Tracy's help. And yes, look at what other councils are doing with their Lloyd's account. If ours doesn't allow that facility, because it does sound like that is a good facility to have, i.e. clerk uploads payments and then other councils then agree them.
2 signatories signed.
Yeah. So I think we work on that principle. Because otherwise, we need to make these changes and get them done. I'm not particularly fussed about being a signatory, but I probably should be, and then at least there'll be 3 signatories. Do we need to have any more? Does the number of signatories affect, because we need to also be setting up members reconciling the bank every meeting?
So you shouldn't have a person that's the signatory doing authorising the bank back.
Yeah, so we don't want to have too many, because what that would mean is that Lynn and Andrew would then be doing the bank recs, because if you don't have access to the bank,
you're not signatory.
Yeah, so I think that they will then fall to you, but that would just be done on a meeting basis. Yeah. Is that we in agreement?
Yes.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
Okay, so we have a proposal.
So we're agreeing to add you as a signatory.
Oh yeah, add me as a signatory and allow Ian to deal on behalf of the council with the bank and obviously yourself to set up and change whatever is needed. And obviously we're still looking at getting a debit card of some sort. Yeah.
Okay.
So, proposer?
Oh, sorry.
Nicola? Oh, sorry.
What does... So all we're doing is adding... At the moment, I've got payment access. You don't have that, Nicola?
I don't. I just have a signature.
So you're a signatory, and Jason would be a second signatory. So I'm still the only person.
Oh, so you need somebody else to be able to make
access.
payments.
Yeah, well, do me then. And so it's not the clerk, is it?
The clerk, well, normally there's no point adding me, because by the time it takes back me,
Well,
I'm
that's what
gone.
I'm considering.
So for the minute, if you have 2 members that can
Or do you want to do that, Nicola? Do you want to be... do the
except
payments?
Everett's not Wales, and you need somebody that can continue to pay.
I don't know, I can do it or you can do it.
I don't like finance.
The thing is that you're already set up on the account as a
Yeah, but
signatory.
if it's easier, then yeah. But I'll need a bit of... I'm not even on internet banking at my own personal level.
Let's do it. Try it for me then. Yeah. Let's make it as easy as possible then.
I've still got a credit card in my I've still got a debit card in my purse. I don't even use my phone.
Okay. So,
Well, I don't use my phone.
I've still got a debit card.
So I would only use it.
okay, so proposer, sorry, was that Nicola?
Yes.
And a seconder?
Yeah, second.
Yeah. All those in favour of making those changes? Thank you. We're all in agreement. So 20 is to receive and consider dissolution of the planning committee and the introduction of delegating planning comments to the clerk. So again, we have kind of touched on this. I think it's a good thing. It will mean that we can submit our comments, and I think we need to be hot on everybody that we're all looking. I don't want to get in a situation where it fell mostly to Ian to make comments. We should all be looking at these things, submitting our comments to, well, within the group and obviously to the clerk, and then the clerk can collate them and push them forward as council comments.
Totally agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do I propose that?
Yeah.
Nicola, seconder?
Yep.
Andrew, all in favour of
Yeah.
dissolution? Thank you.
I think Ian's very good at phrasing the comments and picking up things.
He is, but I think the more that we all look
be
at
the only
it,
person that does it.
No.
yeah, I think if we all did it, we'll all get to know and understand some of the phraseology.
But that's one of the reasons why I was wanting to be on the planning, to understand a bit of what you know. So maybe I can sponge some information off of you on the neighbourhood plan sessions we have. Because you've got, you've got a lot.
We can share the knowledge, can't we?
No, I know, but
I'm not trying to hold on to the knowledge.
No, I know you're not. I'm just saying.
Knowledge is only built up over years.
Yeah, exactly.
The trouble is, I don't know what I know, and that's until the application comes in.
Right. Okay. I'm going to make a point of order that we defer item number 21 to a future agenda, because obviously time's getting on. I do want to consider then item number 22, and this is a request from Ash United FC. This is the senior team, and they would like to hire Seal Recreation Ground for training. So I have put on there the dates and the timings that they would like, and I did make a proposal that went along with the proposal for the costs of the football club for the youth team. So it really is just for a section of Tuesday and Thursday evenings. Despite asking them a couple of times, they've not really said whether they want the pavilion or not. I've pushed them, and they said, well, whatever you want. And I think, well, we can hire it to them with the pavilion, or we hire it to them with no access to the pavilion. Hence why I've put two prices. So I'm suggesting £25 excluding pavilion and £45 including pavilion. So the rates for adult teams are around double that of youth team. Mm-hmm. So it's fair to assume that they will have more funding there to do that. I think if we did it, it's a bit of income for us, and we need the income, and it's before the new season starts. It's at Seal, so at least there's parking availability and the like. Yeah.
Is that per hour you're quoting?
Yes.
Just that they've only asked for an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Well, just a bit. To me, that sort of gives you 45 minutes to do any training.
We can only go on what we've been given. I mean, it's like anything, isn't it? We need to. You can't complain to somebody until they've done something.
No, I agree.
So that's what they've asked for. That's what we can give them. And in fact, what we can say, if we agree, we say, if you go over, then you need to pay for a full hour. We just do it on an hourly basis. So if they're going to stay there longer than an hour, I'm afraid it's 50 quid. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yes.
So I think it should include the pavilion cost-wise, because using the toilets and litter, and if they can put their litter in a bin in the pavilion, and
I'd rather they use the toilets.
And use the toilets then.
See, I disagree. I'm like, kind of like you're in and out on training. You just.
I was thinking more in and out.
Open up the whole thing to have it cleaned afterwards, and because they won't clean it.
No, they won't.
I would hope they don't want the pavilion. Just Go and run around, get back in your car, drive home.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I was going to
Sorry.
suggest the same. No, you're right. I was going to suggest the same thing. We do have to consider the cleaning because Tuesday and Thursday, admittedly, nobody else is kind of going to be using it because the football season hasn't started. But we do have to consider the cleaning.
Yeah, that's true.
I would not even give
Yeah,
them the option.
say the pavilion not available then. But they have to pick their list. They have to. Yeah, well, I don't have a toilet on the site.
If we make it available, then it's more money coming in.
Yeah.
And Steve's part of his remit is to clean the pavilion.
Okay. As long as we're capturing the real cost of cleaning that pavilion, if because
Well, we've got-
you wouldn't be able to get somebody to do that for less than.
Yeah, I mean, it's £20 extra, which, to be honest, is we probably doesn't cover it. But
No, because the cleaners are 35 quid, aren't they?
we'll have to think of Steve. Yeah, what Steve charges us.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not suggesting that we would clean it twice a week.
Yeah, we don't have to. We don't have to think about what Steve charges. We have to tell the customer that how much it actually costs for a cleaner to do it. What we decide then who cleans it or not is a different story. But commercially, it's a commercial cost of cleaning.
Yeah.
35.
So what you're saying, £30?
35.
35.
What for a cleaner?
Dusting dollies. They charge 35.
Okay. So do we up that? So if we're saying 35, do we make use of the pavilion £60? So the problem is it would be £60 for an hour, would it? Well, it would be £60 for just that hour, but then every additional hour we could then just charge at £25.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to use it anymore, are they?
No.
Yeah, I'm hoping they just don't use it at all. That would be the best thing. I think.
No, if we put it to we say 35, so 60, yeah.
It's the total.
So let's say £60 for the first hour, including the pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
Thereafter, it will be £25 per hour, the same charge as without it. Is that fair, or
Are you charging for
Yeah.
part hour?
no? I think
No.
we just say hours.
If they go over the hour, it's a £25
Yeah.
charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And if they don't want the pavilion, then it's what?
so 25.
25.
I mean, it's not a lot, but
It's better than nothing.
It's 8 weeks.
yeah.
8 weeks worth of.
Which we...
Okay.
Well, it's more sessions than that, isn't it? Yeah. Is that okay then? So I'll go back to, well, that's if you're happy. I've obviously been the football liaison anyway, but I've obviously been speaking to this guy. Are you happy for me to go back and give him those on that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've just got one question. If we're
Yeah.
going to do sort out the pitch and the drainage, are we going to be able to do that? We don't know what the pitch needs, do we, to sort out?
No, the
Are they
pitch
good?
is going to take, we need to get it on the agenda and then look at,
We're unlikely to do it by
yeah. In fact, didn't we already look
the
at
end of
that?
July. Which is
Okay, I thought that already
Oh,
came
okay,
up.
yeah, that's fine.
We'd asked you to look at some contractors, drainage
It's
contractors.
so dry, isn't it?
I think that's already
The
been
last
on.
parish meeting, I think.
Yeah.
Then if it gets too dry, is the grass going to suffer?
Great, so,
It's the- Let's double check.
That's
Double check.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
AstroTurf. Then we won't need to cut it.
speak to me about it,
Yeah.
because do you remember I sent you a plan? I sent a plan of the pitch
Yeah.
with the area
Yeah.
where the problem area.
Yeah, but that was with regard to that. Oh yeah, the play. Sorry. Yes.
It's the same place as the broken play equipment,
Yeah.
but it's the pitch. It's the football pitch, which is separate to the play area, and yeah, where the water pools. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, it was something that we discussed. So it has. We've already discussed it, but so we need to be looking at contractors. Yeah. But until we've got contractors to come back to us with solutions and prices, then what can we do? And then I think, to be honest, it's going to be quite a whack of money, so we're going to have to look at how we can fund it. But, yeah. So we agreed on those prices.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 25 and 60,
Mm-hmm.
and 25 per hour after with the pavilion. So proposer?
Yeah.
Linda's proposer, seconder?
Yes.
Nicola, all those in favour of those? Everyone, thank you. So 23. So this is future use and potential disposal of town land at Wood Lane. So I have to ask if anyone has any interest on this. I think we've already declared an interest in Craig. So Lynn, I'll ask you to step outside for a moment. And we'll call you back in when we're done. I think that the main crux is getting the.
That's one thing. Have we discerned what open space purpose actually means? Tracy was going to ask that.
You can't. I don't think you can comment.
Not at all. Okay.
No. Is that right? Well, if you've declared an interest.
It's a non-prejudicial interest. You can normally make a comment but not take part in the vote. I do need to check on that if you don't need.
I've emailed the monitoring officer to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's good. Well, I think we should get it sorted on what.
To sort out what your actual interest is.
Yeah.
Really, just to protect you in case it ever comes back to.
So I shouldn't have commented then on that thing that you sent round. Is that what we're saying?
If any of us believe we have an interest, then it is incumbent on us to declare it. In whether we're discussing, because it's already a motion that we are now discussing how we progress with that motion, then I see that yes, if any of us at some stage, because at any stage in the proceedings, if we believe we have an interest, if something transpires as we go on, then we should be declaring it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So with regard, we need to decide on what we say on the consultation document. So I put the proposal forward, which I trust you've all seen.
Yeah.
I know we're not allowed to consider what Lynn's feedback was, but I mean, there's a couple of things.
You can say what you want to say.
Yeah, I mean, when she, because I read what Lynn wrote, and she's a couple of things that she said, which sits within the conservation. We haven't mentioned about it being a conservation area.
No.
No, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not a village. It's not a conservation village.
We
It's
said
an
that
area.
the land borders number 1, but it does actually border number 1 and 2, which I thought that was a good one to put in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then she took out number 1 later because you can just put the boundary fencing is provided by Manor Field's neighbours.
Well, this document says that.
Yeah. And it says the lane boundary adjacent to number 1 Manor Fields is provided by the Hamptons estate. But they were the only little ones.
Sorry, the lane boundary.
It says
Wood Lane
with
boundary.
a 5-bar gate on Wood Lane boundary adjacent to number 1 Manor Fields is provided by the Hamptons estate. She's just added in is provided by Hamptons estate. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that I don't disagree with those comments, but I'm not. I mean, I read it and I was happy with it, but then I just took in. Was just looking at Lynn's comments.
I think I'd be happy to change that. It's in the conservation area, which is fine. I'd also say yes, it does border number 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I think that's fair to say. I mean,
she's also mentioned, I think that we should mention that the transfer of the land to the Parish Council was widely welcomed in the immediate neighbourhood, following several attempts by the estate development. Well, you'd have to back that up, wouldn't you, with something?
yeah, that's why I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think. you take that as the parish, I don't think it necessarily was, because the whole parish probably didn't have any, the wider parish didn't have any comment. So I mean, it's the local residents would be more accurate.
I mean, she's probably right about the Hampton having more than 2 occasions going into that field.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know the number, do we? And they weren't. Oh yeah, that was the other one I put. She said they weren't complaints. They weren't
this is
formal
incorrect. I don't believe
complaints.
complaints have been made.
They
to
were
the Parish
complaints,
Council
but they
at the
weren't
time.
formal. They weren't written formal complaints, were they?
Okay, how else do we describe them then? Because
They were no, they were complaints. But she's saying they were. We were saying there was complaints. What she put.
It was formal because it was an email from her.
But a formal complaint is when
No,
you
not from-
write and
wasn't from
complain
her.
about
No,
parish
no,
council.
she mentioned it at Parish Council meeting. They left litter everywhere.
Yes,
I'm sure
that
it
was,
was.
that was at Parish Council meeting.
Yeah.
She's saying, I don't believe complaints have been made to the parish council.
no, every time.
Yeah.
Every time the land has been used as car park.
But
We-
no
we-
formal complaints.
We have to, yeah, we have to
But
consider.
complaints, I think it's right to say that complaints have been made, but they haven't been formal, have they?
Well, I think you have to suggest there were complaints.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because my feelings are, I'm afraid that was a start of a chain of events.
Yeah.
As to why,
oh,
why
yeah,
we're
wouldn't be
where we
here
are now.
now if those complaints.
Yeah.
But I'm reading that. Let me read it again.
I think. Well, I propose
Council
it
received
certainly.
complaints from residents when these events occurred, and she's put this is incorrect, as I don't believe complaints have been made to the parish council every time the land has been used as a car park. No, the council received complaints from residents when these events occurred.
Well, that refers to those 2 occasions,
Yeah.
which we did receive
Yeah,
complaints.
and that's.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I think that is factual.
Yeah,
no, I
that's
agree.
right,
Yeah, I agree.
She makes some good points.
Yeah.
Well,
The June as well. I put May because I looked at the agreement. The agreement says 31st of May, but it was actually for a date, the 1st of June. So that's fair enough. I'll change it to June. But I think did anyone have any of their own comments?
No. I mean, the only other thing I have thought of since I originally read it was, is there another question to consider another option apart from sell
We've got to consider what's on the
Those-
motion.
first? Yeah.
The motion says, because we do have to be some sort of black and white about it, so the motion currently says dispose or retain, and then
Once we've done that, then if we're keeping it, then we can decide. That becomes like another whole motion of what we do with it.
Well, if we retain, we said dispose or retain, and we will do a public consultation. So that's kind of the process that we're at currently.
Yeah, I mean, it's only because we threw those ideas around about, the possibility of, well, I said keeping it and not doing anything with it, keeping it how it is.
I don't see how we can, because the covenant says that we have to use it as open space.
Yes, but what I'm saying is we don't have to make it into a butterfly farm, do we?
No, we don't.
No, that's not what it's saying.
We can actually just have it as a piece of field with a gate going onto it.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I see that as being an option. But we have to, in order to do that, we have to, the way I see it, and the only way I see it from a legal point of view, as in health and safety and the like, is we have to bring it up to standard. We have to fence it and gate it and make it safe so that people can access it. So you're right, it can stay as just a piece of grass. Yeah. But the consideration for tonight is about a consultation document as it stands.
So on the red area of the Sands Rec, have you included the forest or the woods that we own next to the rec?
Yeah.
Is that part of that red area?
Yes.
To the road.
Goes right up to the road.
I thought the background was really clear. But like I said, when we were together on Sunday, we've all got to agree what the facts are. I think, and ideally have some backup information, independent verification on what those are, because I think there will be people possibly who might want to, challenge those facts. So I just want to make sure that we pull together all of the information and make sure we've got that background to it. But I thought I think you've done a great job over it. I feel that I need a bit more time to have a look at it, if I'm honest with you, but I think it's simple and it's in line with what has been requested, or what the motion was. So I think we'll get to the answer that's in the motion based on what you presented. I just want to make sure I've read it through and understand it all properly, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
You need
But that's where we are now, really. I've asked the Village News if they will hold their copy deadline, which they have suggested they will. But I have said that it will be on the basis that we agree tonight. It's sort of held 4 pages. So,
okay. Well, I'm looking at it now. So, yeah. I thought it was good.
Do you have any comments here?
No, I've read it, and I'm happy with it. I think it covers things.
Yeah, I think personally as well. I think it's good that the actual survey is all on the website as well. They don't have to go anywhere else. They can fill out the details there. When they submit it, it goes to the clerk, and the clerk can collate all of those responses. And I'm not sure whether you would anonymise them before we see them or whether we see whatever. So.
There is another app called Drop Forms or something. You can do something with that and it will collect all the forms automatically. So.
It's good the draws out.
I just know that they use that at Melton Morals. I mean, it's probably compatible with that, but as the responses are coming in, somehow it collates it all.
It's possible that we can use something like that, but I'd be surprised if we're not going to have hundreds and hundreds of responses. I'd be surprised if we have hundreds and hundreds of responses. It's going to be, I don't know. But we're not talking of hundreds. Yeah.
Tens, I think.
So, if we look to make changes then to, as we just suggested, so include number 2. Include the conservation area.
And the boundary that's provided by Hampton Estate. I'm not so fussed about that one, but it's...
Well, it's not provided by Hampton Estate because we own the land, so it's our fence.
What, all the way down? Or just
no,
that section?
No, just on what we own.
Did she not mention about the fact that her garage is in the wrong place as well?
I don't understand that comment. Just so you know, the map that it was taken from is land registry map. Yeah. It is of the time, so it's around 1983. So it represents the garage at that point in time. If you look at it modern up to date, the garage it appears to be enlarged. Yes, there was at the time a structure on that land, and there doesn't appear to be a structure now.
Yeah, I think that's the one Lynn referred to. Is the building in the corner.
I'm not sure that is.
Yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily.
It doesn't matter. No.
It's not material. This is the same plan as well that Lynn has on her transfer document. And I also, because it was commented on when we met on Sunday, that about the other access, but there's nothing on number 2's deeds that suggest any other access, so that would have to be proved separately by somebody else if that was the case.
Oh yes, that's okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. So
You need to make a resolution, otherwise I don't want somebody to say you're out of your time,
Yeah.
and then
All
it's
right.
not legal.
okay, so let me make those changes, and I'll get it published. So it's just going to be some simple changes there that we just discussed.
Yeah.
We'll go through.
Okay.
So if we're all happy to agree on that, do we have a proposer? So
Yes,
Nicola,
yes.
seconder, Ian. So all in favour of going with those changes in the
Yes.
publishing?
Yeah.
Thank you. 3. Right. Well, we shall.
Shall we defer that and then just go straight to that one?
Right. Well, more. No update. Sorry.
I was just going to say, if I get him back up.
So we're almost out of time on our 3-hour limit. So on number 24, so just very quickly then, if we 24 exclusion of public and press, do I have a proposer?
Yep.
Ian, seconder?
Yeah.
Nicola. So all vote to exclude the public and press. So,
There's no one
Go to
here.
confidential session.
sorry? Yes, confidential session. Sorry?
There's no one to,
Potential's asking that.
there's no one to exclude.
No, but we have
Still
to
gotta do it.
It's got to be in the, it's got to be in the minutes.
I'll have to do it.
This is.
So are you in favour? Or right?
Yeah.
Unanimous. Okay,
Have
thank
you
you.
done the war memorial?
Yes.
No update.
No.
No.
Oh, apologies. Yes, we didn't. Yeah, no update on that.